best Franco game ever. I saw a better Franco game than that, and that's Edo. But yeah, it is an amateur scene. But it kind of shows that the potential of this guy is limitless. Limitless. There's a reason why this guy's MVP, despite some of us did agree with the decision there, but it's not really his fault. He's performing exactly as a sophomore, by the way. And shout out to I just imagine like who's the other player that's a sophomore that's performing at an MVP level. Then I remember Fabian last season, he was a rookie and MVP. Shout out to him.
Something about these rookies for the past few seasons. I think Indonesia has steered in a direction where they finally start to believe in the young kids, right? The new talents are not just wholly relying on the veterans who, unfortunately, season after season after season have kind of failed.
Hello guys, good evening. Ayan, nakapag-live na ako ng gabi. RRQ versus Alter Ego naman. Medyo pa-start na sila. Welcome pa lang pala. Kala ko mag-i-start na yung draft. Adrian, hello. Kain dinner, guys. Ang tagal ng pagitan ng matches nila, no? Grabe. Medyo mahina lang muna. Maingay yung sounds nila eh.
Welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Your Majesty, His Highness,
RRQ.
Hoshi! And on the other side, a team wanting to smash them, wanting to show how clutch they could be on stage, Alter Ego Esports.
And behind them, some capable people supporting in the background, the brains of the operation. Cascade coaching staff of the season, and also with Rave instead of NMM.
Kain guys, bata niyo mag-comment.
And Nafari certainly does not want to lose despite the big names in RRQ.
Okay, that's a little change, right? We usually see NMM up on stage. We'll see how that actually
Tama ba yung caption ko?
today as we also take a look at their official team.
Tama naman.
For both teams, nothing has changed. Still sticking to the main five for both RRQ and Alter Ego. But with that change in the coaching staff, what do you guys think about that?
That's odd.
I don't think
Mamaya lalakasan ko pagka start na sila.
final say will be
Malakas kasi yung music nila eh.
sever, and obviously the help of the players that wants to play a certain heroes. So Rave is there to just give out data and maybe some behavioral pattern that the opposing team has in the draft.
Okay, different of opinion, I believe.
I don't know, it's just strange to me, you know, NMM and Cascade has just been a package for so long. I think the reason Cascade also had problems in BTR was because he wasn't able to get NMM on stage. That's why he got full creative control over in RRQ. I wonder if it's the same case, or as Shepard said, maybe it was a choice made by the team as a whole, not just, you know, management or anything, but also Cascade choosing for Rave to be up there. Here, though, we can definitely see the unique heroes here for RRQ. Hoshi, 45%? Is that what you said? What Cascade?
Pema yung bola, Indonesia.
40%.
Oh no, I don't understand
If that is the case,
Indonesian language.
because we haven't really been seeing too many of those pocket picks. I think, yeah, I mean, it's the Franco, the Esmeralda that we've seen too. Unlike Onyx, they were able to make it work in the regular season, and the Kadira.
Hello, Surada. Hello, Ate Kleng.
I think Onyx got them beat. BTR got them beat. Onyx, again gets them beat even in the regular season, and now in the playoffs with the Kaja. But they are just so solid in the draft. It always just makes sense. It's always so systematic. Alter Ego, on the other hand, they've always kind of been unorthodox in the way they draft.
Yeah. Looking at the picks that have been secured for the jungler, though. Sutsujin, his hero pool, believe it or not, he only played 5 heroes.
Yeah.
Throughout the regular season. Suyo, Joy, Hayabusa, Lucas, and Link.
Yeah.
Not even a single Fanny, not even a single Fredrin or Basha. Maybe that's something that Cascade wants to show in the playoffs, that they can
I hope so.
actually play the utility heroes by... Meanwhile, Ren, this is like...
Sino nanalo kanina sa Onyx tsaka Alter Ego? Hindi sila naglaban kanina. Ang kalaban ng Onyx kanina ay
is there for him.
Geek Fam. Nanalo ang Onyx ID.
Maybe except the Fanny, which is
So may lower bracket pa naman, kaya nasa lower bracket ang Geek Fam.
hero overall.
So do you think that the Fanny would even be banned out? We've seen a lot of these teams actually completely ignore the Fanny. Is
Maybe.
RRQ versus Alter Ego ngayon.
Same case as the matchup yesterday against BTR, right? Alter Ego and BTR completely ignoring the Fanny in the drafting phase because both of them technically are not comfortable on the Fanny. But in this case, I would say Sutsujin, he's not comfortable on the Fanny going up against elite level teams. I'm talking Onyx PH here, right? That's why it was always banned by them. When they're up against Onyx ID, it's the same. But when they're up against Alter Ego, I think it's alright to try to show the Fanny. It's okay. It'll be on Alter Ego to ban it. It'll be on Alter Ego to gamble of whether they want to see it on the other side or not.
That makes sense. That does make sense. We're looking at the top 5 players' highest assists in one game, and it looks like Dreams is up there, number 2 worldwide.
Yeah.
That is not OP, by the way.
I know how he looks like. Is it not? That is
Oh, why? Why wala? Internet.
Yeah, Dreams and Light both making it. It really just shows that they're active teams. I'm not.
Refresh ko lang
I don't want to use that.
Baka kasi biglang late.
Of the season. That's why RQ you don't find
Pero
them
hindi naman.
individually in these statistics. Even Sutsujin, right? When it comes to Turtle Taken, Lord Taken, he doesn't make it into the top 3.
Ganda niyan
Why?
pag RRQ versus Onyx naglaban. Pag nanalo RRQ dito, maglalaban sila bukas.
For bigger objectives like structures in the early game, or they don't make it to second, third Lords. They'll just end the game straight out in Lord 1 sometimes.
Talo na ang dalawa.
like
Sino?
RRQ take the first
Sino talo?
Choice.
Yep. 71% for Cascade and RRQ would be even better if they, as I said earlier, didn't really let up or like pump the brakes at the end of the regular season. But this is scary because ever since BTR days, Cascade has always been a first pick guy, right?
Yeah, he really likes first pick. I think both in season 13 for BTR and here currently in the season, Blue side has been finding a lot more value just because we have a crazy first pick prio on the Kalea on the chip as well. So far, Onyx have not done that. They've just been winning on red side. Man, the Kingdom,
Look at that banner.
Kings of Kings.
Is that not the biggest banner we've seen so far?
So far, yeah. It's a banner. I really hope they show up a TIFO, you know, to try to rival out what EVOs did 2 seasons ago in the Velodrome.
Whoa. Okay,
Wow.
that's way bigger than I thought.
Right?
Way better than
huge.
Arsenal.
Oh, not again. Not again. With Connie hearing it too. What's
okay.
up, Connie?
He's literally walking to the toilet. I can see him. He's not going to listen to that jab. He won't hear it, but he will know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're seeing RRQ now on blue side, and we're going to go straight into the drafts as well.
Yun.
As we start discussing what to expect in this, I would say, flexible kind of meta.
Pinagbigyan ng Alter Ego yung kalaban nila before. Pinascore lang sila ng 2. Ay, yung BTR kahapon.
Because there is still a possibility they will be still hiding some strats. So here it is, drafting phase, game number 1 in this best of 5 upper brackets. Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. RRQ, Kimi, Fredwin, Luoyi. Now, here's the big question. The Fanny is still left open. Do you think Alter Ego
May mga
will
nakikita
ban here
akong clip
alongside
dun,
the
parang
Fusion
ano.
and the chip?
I don't think so, especially Sojin hasn't seen playing time at
Parang
all.
nabebenta yung laro.
Yes, we saw a few Fanny, I believe, in a few seasons
Ba't ba ito
ago.
nasa gitna? Siguro dito ko na lang lalagay.
Not only the greatest of Fanny out there, far cry from like the likes of Fabian or King Kong. So Sever here, some options. Yes, no box shop for RQ at all, but oh, they're still banning it. This is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of learned from the lesson in BTR and AE matchup, so maybe that's why they really value the box shop, even though they haven't seen it at all.
All right. Let's see, RQ. Are they going to go for the Kalea or the Harith here? The Joy is up for grabs, so I don't think they're going to go for the Joy first pick. Usually that would be the route RQ takes just because they know how good of a Joy player Sutsujin is. But again, Harith, a good counter to it already. They will still go for it. Interesting.
So Kalea and Harith,
Yeah.
by the way,
Alter Ego have a chance to go for that. Kalea, Harith, the Harith doing good against the Joy, the Kalea even more so, and then later on they could go for the Hayabusa too as last pick in the first phase. I think that sets them up for a really, really good first phase draft.
Yeah. And by the way, the Jushin ban. Oh, it seems like it's gonna be a Badang and Hayabusa. No marksman or even a Kalea pick. Now, the Kalea and Joy synergy, or maybe lack thereof. I think there is some synergy there, but
Call me
Hayabusa
hello.
is picked by Alter Ego, and we saw what Pelosi was able to do to Kyrie on a Kalea to Hayabusa. This should be an easy one for Edo unless he wants to use his like flexibility in the second phase to be able to like surprise Sever and Alter Ego even further. I mean, if you pick a Kalea right away, that's already a flexibility for the second phase. Wow, but looks like it's gonna be a God Thought, a hero that I believe we haven't even seen in the playoffs currently.
Yeah,
Thought?
I think we've seen him once yesterday.
I think we did. We did alongside the Badang.
Yeah, Kalea left completely open with the Granger. Yeah, I expected the Granger here. I was gonna say Kalea Granger, but they go for the Gatot Granger. Gatot good against the Hayabusa, obviously, but I really expected Alter Ego to go to go Harith anyways, you know? I guess they're anticipating a possible Aerith though, or yeah, Alter Ego. It'll be now it's a choice for them, right? Kalea or Harith. I'd personally go Harith here.
Yeah. First two levels, I think.
Kailangan ayusin ng AE yan. Wag na sila yung pa-easy-easy lang kasi mabigat yung kalaban nila. True.
Playoffs, just because of the fact that he is the only mage that can deal that long range burst damage.
Hindi pwede yung papalamangin muna nila yung kalaban. Baka di na sila makabawi.
With a Joy, and he's a really good Joy player too, so it's not gonna be that easy for Hijime to be able to set up a good feather airstrike.
Is Harith just not prio for Alter Ego? He banned out Valentina.
Let me check the win rate actually. RP 3 games, 67%. So
Not
he can
bad.
play it.
Yeah. We did see him lose on the Harith yesterday up against BTR. That was the game that they were able to go. Oh, a legend in the building, R7. There you go. That's the Harith. It's just weird that we don't get to see the Harith in the first phase. I guess Alter Ego know that for the most part when they win through just winning out the mid trio. When Rin is doing well, when Hijime is given a pick that he can excel on. So maybe that's why they've gone for the Farsa and the Hayabusa instead of the Harith in first phase. Alter Ego ban out the Valentina. Is it going to be another Rin's ban here? If it is, I wonder what it's going to be. There's not much. What, Eve?
I want to say Kadira, but that's a reach.
I think just ban out the Kalea, right? Like,
Yeah.
Kalea is up for grabs still. Obviously, Alter Ego can still take
Oh,
it.
that's a better.
They go for the Franco, and this means that I think Alter Ego still have their eyes set on a possible Kalea pick for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, for both teams, they haven't really revealed their EXP slash roamer yet. We haven't seen a lot of Gato Techa EXP. It's mostly on roam, but it's possible for Mr. Zyron. Now for RRQ, if you want to ban out another gold lane, that should be an Airthel, an easy one for them. It's a good lane matchup against Toys Granger, and also it's also a way to evade some of the damage that's gonna come in from the electrifying beats. Alter Ego, what do they want to open up with? Surely it's gonna be a gold lane, or do they want to hide it until the last moment? For Arfi, for him to be able to be effective in this game.
Yeah, I think just flex it. Pick up the Kalea now, flex the Badang as well, and then later on you can pick up a 1-1 if RRQ decides to go for more tanky members. Get the crossbow tank down, even though Granger is going to be a tough matchup, you already have the Hayabusa and the Farsight to enable a possible 1-1. I'm just picking maybe the Moscow.
Magaling pa naman mag-retry si Sutsujin.
Because with the Irathon, the Harith banned out, this is kind of what we expected after not seeing the MM in the first phase.
Ooh. I want to say a pick, but I don't want
Kape
to
guys.
say that.
RRQ 2-3 prediction ni Jules.
So they're gonna hide it until the last moment. RRQ though, mid lane and a frontliner. Oh.
Kayo, ano
I mean,
prediction nyo?
believe it or not, Kadira could actually work, but I don't know if they want to pull it off in the playoffs. Rince played a decent Kadira, even though it's not gonna hold up until the late game. That's the main problem with this hero. Okay, what other options are there?
Selena, Yves.
Oh, Selena.
Phobius is up for grabs for Dyron. Comfort pick for him. The Hilda will be solid choice. A solid choice against the Hayabusa and the Farsa as well. I don't think you want to go for glue here, right? Because it's not that like guy that you want to just stick on. Everybody's so mobile. So yeah, I think it'll be Hilda or Phobius. There you go. Paravis. I guess they already have enough damage with the Phobius, Granger, and the Join. There's not really a lot of risk. This Phobius also technically cancels out. Oh, the Paravis is a good counter to the 1-1 they're expecting.
I'm from Indonesia. RRQ win. Hello, Gonda. Oh, what happened?
RRQ continues to play for the snowball early. Good choice.
By the way, the first turtle fight for RRQ is going to be pretty strong, especially with the Netherrealm and Phobius jumping all over the place. That should be a good secure towards the first objective. But it's a Joy and a Hayabusa, so you can't really rule out a single drive-by retribution from Rin. Is it going to be a 1-1? No.
I don't think so anymore.
Bruno?
Moskov, I think, will be the safest
choice. It should be Moskov the safest choice, but do they want to go a dive like a Claude?
Beatrix with the Kalea?
Whoa! Hello!
Wow!
Okay, we're gonna throw it over to the casters to see what they think about the drafts here. Natan debut pick.
Basta ako
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to
mag-over 4?
today. RRQ
Anong
hosting
mag-over
against
4?
Alter Ego in a fully packed Jakarta International Velodrome. The Kingdom are turning up. The Alpha Milia, the Ultra Champs as well, is here. Accompanying you is me, Realize.
Para Miss Mid. Oh,
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
parang
We are about to see the first game between these two teams who will accompany Onyx in the final upper brackets. Let's watch and witness game numero uno.
This is a story about Alter Ego trying to get out, trying to crawl out of RRQ's shadow. A total of 30 meetings. Our Alter Ego has only won 9 of them, and RRQ 21 victories. It is game number 1 of Rex Regum Kaon, RRQ Hoshi against Alter Ego.
Jump into the land of dawn. We immediately see the spell choice, the contrast of the spell choice there. 4 flickers for Alter Ego. Oh, that's early engage top lane, and actually very low. Early rotation, Dreams and Rain actually able to
Uy,
find
si Ido.
the punish.
Ang bilis.
Hijume claims first blood.
That is first blood for Hijume, as well as a burn revitalize for the Gatotkacha, obviously to purifies to play against the Kalea. But we're gonna talk about this Natan pick, right? This Natan pick, I don't know about it in lane against the Granger. The Granger obviously early on will bully the Natan, but the Natan, once he gets his items, once he's able to get into probably the Holy Crystal, that is where he can show up in the team fight. And the emblems, obviously you go QC for the Natan to have the sustainability to move around quickly against the Granger as well. And for the Hayabusa, it's the Warcry. Yeah, all simple for the emblems.
I mean, all this Natan needs is just to survive that early, right? That laning phase. Hopefully he doesn't really get punished a lot, and we can see immediately the impact after that Holy Crystal. So yeah, I expect Alter Ego to play perhaps the opposite map
Idol,
more,
kaya ba
to
aabot kaya
lead
game
or to
4?
spawn towards the other side of the map. But let's
Di ko
wait
sure
and
eh.
see. It's going to be item not really too out of the ordinary for now.
And then Natan, though, goes warrior boots to have extra physical defense against the Ranger, against the Phobius later on, if there happens to be a skirmish. But Arfi is just relentless in this lane. And we have to talk about the base defense later on, right? The Farsa, the Natan. Now Dyron wants to contest this turtle. It's Rin Tensu choosing together for the airstrike. Hijume!
That's a pull! That's a wings by wings, and ladies and gentlemen, Sutsujin has a kill. That's gonna be Dreams. Stunned. Half HP. I don't think they can contest this. Great taunt! And that's gonna be Alter Ego now in shambles, perhaps.
Rin has to run away. He can't fight this. Not even the ninja can do anything with his shurikens. And Dyron will just put Nino at bay. That's RRQ winning an early trade. The turtle as well to boot. So this is them just saying that we're ready to rumble. You gotta talk about, obviously, the playstyle that Alter Ego have. They want to rumble, they want to brawl out, but Dreams might go for Rins.
And the airstrike locking Rins down very low, 1 HP. but he survives, ladies and gentlemen. With that Purify popped, it actually allowed him to escape from that feather airstrike. So Alter Ego, they need compensation fast.
That is important, but we gotta take a look at the rotational plays from Alter Ego. They have quick rotations, right? With the Farsa, with the Hayabusa, the Badang. Sometimes, right? Talent prediction by the new application, go pay. Unanimous decision. RRQ Hoshi.
Grabe. Puro RRQ.
3-1 most, including me and you.
Yeah.
Sheffin voted for 3-0 though.
By the way, the whole stadium is booing Papulong for going against RRQ. Obviously, he's anti-RRQ.
Which language is this?
So now,
We're speaking Tagalog. Filipino language.
because this is a very good pick against the Hayabusa. I thought it was not good, but then Mirko confirmed that, you know, well, you have the Nether Realm. But again, the Hayabusa can just bait that out, right? That's a possibility, but
that's an important pull by Rins. That's going to be RFE as well.
Wait,
with
wait.
Natan. No Natan, Nether Realm pop.
AOG.
Let's see. AOG cancelled. 1 HP.
Oh, hinabol.
Sutsujin can't get the beats right off. Oh, AOG.
Oh,
Counter.
Goodness.
Oh.
Shadow doesn't land. Luckily for the side of our RQ members. Rin trying to find perhaps a kill here. Sutsujin, does he know that Rin is there?
Race to 3 yung ano nalalaro.
From RRQ. I mean, you have the AOG, and then you have Sutsujin just running at you, plus the Nether Realm.
Tama ba yun? Pag best of 5. Kunahan maka 3.
Now Nino against Tyrant, they're going ham.
They are. It's like Hijume is ready to back him up. Tyron very much healthy with the feather airstrike. He does not care.
Sakot.
It's a 2v1.
Grabe.
Tyron, what are you doing, you madman? He survives, but
Ah,
finally he
2v1.
falls. That will buy time for his team. RP very low. That will, though, allow RQ to get that turtle free.
That entropy saves him. He's bullied to eternity dreams.
I am from Philippines.
Damage though.
Oh!
Almost caught.
Iba mo.
That's gonna be
What?
shadow kill committed. Nether Realm is there. And that will be it. Alter Ego again struggling to find compensation.
Si Nathan na
Though here,
nag-front.
Edok will be punished.
Hijume going deep, Sutsujin!
He's all alone with
Oh!
Hijume finds a
Trigger!
solo. And that's gonna be Hijume with the trade by Dyron. That's a 1-for-1, but still the
Hindi lang siya
killer
nakaalis.
is there.
High action.
Sakit ng
Sutsujin
Farsa,
just
no?
casually walks up. That's my buff. And your life is mine as well. Thankfully, the trade is there. And Toy. That was the Sky Piercer completed. Toy. He's gonna be fine, I think, but the turret falls, so at least he's okay. That's a trade he wanted to take. But Alter Ego, you know, regardless of what's happening, RRQ winning the trades left and right, they're still able to survive. Sutsujin!
Be careful, this is a 3v2. RP taunted! Sutsujin finds the kill. Great
Ay!
setup there by RRQ.
Ay, wala na ulti.
This Natan. Oh, but Hijume is able to get Dyron off screen. Now Rins, under pressure, Dreams has to relocate. So let's talk about the problem that Natan has right now. Obviously, that early gank from RRQ with Joy running at you, it's gonna be very hard for him to just play defensively. I mean, you have the entropy, but again, wait, Dreams.
Oh, a bit too aggressive there. Resource being spent to move back. That's not a good sign in top lane. 2v1. Potentially, Quad Shadow used already, and that will be it.
I can't seem to really finish my points because the actions keep on coming, keep on happening. But what I'm trying to say is the fact that there is no proper peeler for this Natan, right? I mean, the Badang technically can. The Kalea just pushes the enemies away. But there is no strong frontline, you know what I mean? A tanky one. But so far, it's RRQ on the offense. Hijume pops the ult.
That's already in. Oh my goodness!
Sakit.
Pushed it down by the combination of Natan and Hijume. That's going to be the shadow kill on towards Edok and Toy. A-okay, but that's going to be the cancellation, baby. Combo wombo, all in, on towards RRQ.
Rina has to run for the hills. It's
Grabe.
Styron that bites the dust. Edok in the middle. Can he survive?
With the round, trying to buy time, try to provide the damage. Toy is free hitting. That's going to be Rin jumping back. Rin's very low, and he will fall the second time alongside Toy.
RRQ, 4-member short. Edok! That snipe
Muntik na.
was close to taking him down, but Arfi is back. 2 kills to his name.
Paabutin niyo sa
The
game
turtle in their
4.
sights. That turret as
500
well in
sayang
the
naman
middle.
daw.
And he's gonna go up, clearing that
Sardinas
way
pagka
to
natalo.
crash onto Alter Ego's turret. But as as of now, look at Rin even getting that orange buff. Sutsujin might punish him for his crimes, but no. He respects it. He respects Dreams with the Kalea.
Great spacing as well, all right? 3K already established, ladies and gentlemen. This mid-game, this is very important because Arfi, I think he is almost online, if not already online. So, yeah, RRQ, they are starting to feel the heat here. Let's see, though. It's still, they are able to neutralize from this in this next Lord take. First Lord will be up in 30, no, 70, so let's see what they can do to at least neutralize the situation.
He is a sleeping giant, I dare say, for RFE. But let's talk about Toy. He has the range. He has the potential to just poke around towards Alter Ego, but Hijume has been so on point with the Farsa. He's able to bait the Netherrealm, he's able to pop something, but oh, Dyren gets pulled in.
Rami Slam, not really sure that was wise. On towards Dyren. A-okay. And I'm sure Alter Ego, they're waiting for the spells, their spells. Whoa. Well, that's going to be an engage, though.
He wants to go in with the electrifying beats and the rhythm of joy, but Alter Ego, no. You gotta respect this joy, right? And Dreams doesn't even have the ultimate just yet to lock him down, so there is no further reasoning for you to continue on that skirmish. But what are they playing for right now, right? The objective, 20 seconds for the Lord. Toy is gonna shove that wave down bottom, but let's talk about the wave clear from the Natan. He's gonna be easily able to just bounce the minions back, so that's gonna be a problem. Rin goes in.
Oh, this might be another round. Oh, to Toy! Finds the connection to take down Rin. That's gonna be the AOG, forcing Nino to use the flicker. Enoch finds one with the taunt, but that's gonna be the damage coming through. Natan is re-hitting, finding the triple kill. And that's gonna be 3 members off the board.
Minyak. Ay, di pala siya na-comment. People. Mali pala.
Hijume is about possessed, but Toy is there to take down Arfe. He says no. You go down with me.
A little bit too aggressive there on the positioning, and Toy manages to punish on the positioning. Arfi. That's going to be RRQ and Alter Ego, both teams resetting.
But are you taking a look at Hijume? He's playing out of his goddamn mind. This is a spectacular Farsa performance from him against RRQ Hoshi, no less. And now comes the day where they will try to squabble for the Lord. The dance coming soon. Nino is close, Dreams as well nearby. A tree battle. Where is Rin?
Oh, Sisujin claims it.
Oh, Sisujin.
That's going to be the nether realm, though. Buying time, 2 members off the board for Alter Ego. And Alter Ego, they need to defend this one.
Rin wasn't close by. And he had no option as well, right? You can't really fight.
Ubusan na ni Nathan kung sumugod daw.
Dealers. I mean, Arfi was also doing the orange buff. So it was pretty hard for him to traverse around that side of the Land of Dawn. But as of now, it's RRQ stabilizing everything into their favor. Audience prediction by the new application, Go Pay. 79% against 21%. Alter Ego are on the back foot of the predictions. Hijume.
Let's see the combination again. Natan and Farsa. Arfi very low. Enoch punish. That's going to be the flags coming through. Rin finds the kill. No Faramis, no Gatot Gacha. RRQ. Their offense will not be maximum.
And let's talk about the Lord. I mean, the Lord can be acquired by RRQ. They're able to seize it. But talk about the Natan, Arfi, right? The Natan can easily clear the Lord, especially in the first Lord. Take a look at the items as well. Feather of Heaven, Solium Sight, Holy Crystal completed. The so-called Mage Holy Trinity, right? Not a mage, but like, you know, magic damage Holy Trinity. And it works for him. Now he can join the fights. Now he can dish out the damage needed. But for Toy, he's on a 4-item spree. So I think Alter Ego still needs to be careful of the Granger. The Natan, I think, can't really go first. It has to wait in the back, save that entropy for a possible reposition. Because RRQ are going to come guns blazing.
They are. Again, tempo going down. 70 seconds on the clock for that Lord to spawn in the Land of Dawn. All spells are up, though. So keep in mind that both teams are ready for a fight.
They are. Rin has to be close by now. Oh, Toy!
Very low.
Yikes.
Almost taken down there.
Yeah, that hurts. That really hurts. This Ranger is starting to bite. Is starting to be dangerous. Hey, again, we say danger, Granger. And for RRQ, it's all about just keeping the Granger safe. I mean, Sutsujin, you can jump into the back if you want. Look for dive potentials, dive angles. You have the Netherrealm in the hands of Rin to keep you safe, right? For Alter Ego, that front line, that lack of front line is becoming a problem. I mean, the Kalea wants to go in and go back with the Tsunami Slam. The Badang as well wants to engage. So now who really protects this Natan, right? That's the question.
Gotta protect each other. I think Hijume and as well as Arfi.
Yeah.
I really like that Rin is always looking for a flank situation, and he needs to repeat that. Far lane seems like will be the priority for Alter Ego, just to have an edge. Hidok, though, in a cheeky position, shows himself, though, this time, and yeah. Hijume pops the feathered airstrike to apply pressure.
Yep.
Oh, Joy shows top lane.
Oh, look, he just splits this. The Joy will come through. Obviously, rotation created. And now, a dance for the Lord. Who wins this?
Yep, no Joy. Rin finds the retribution. Let's see the fight. Green's very low. Arfi finds looking for an opening. Rin, uh-oh, no shadow, seems like. Seems like, oh, Sutsujin finds the right connection and Rin will be punished. RRQ with the crown. Can he survive Sutsujin as well? That's going to be 1-for-1. Both junglers going down.
They're gone. The assassin becomes assassinated. Both junglers for both teams. And I think that's a trade favoring Alter Ego because they're able to get the Lord. It'll march up top. And for RRQ, they have to slow down the tempo. Obviously, the Faramis wasn't able to save that Joy, and they have to clump up. But if they do clump up, that Shadow Kill will come through. So again, I think it's a double-edged sword, this Hayabusa. It can bait out that Netherrealm, but at the same time, if you go in for the Shadow Kill, you can have multiple targets, right? So you can't really solo kill and burst down a particular target because of the Netherrealm and the main property of them just clumping up together. Now this Lord will march up top. Alter Ego prepare for a siege. Feather airstrike.
Trying to give space for the Lord to charge. Top tier turret here is going to be the main priority. RRQ for now will defend that one. Wave though is coming.
Yep, still holding. RF teleports back to his original position. And yeah, that turret still stands as the cannon minion gets torn down. So RRQ, they'll take this as a win. That was a Lord marching up top. Second Lord, no less. They're still able to defend. If you talk about the base defense from RRQ, it isn't as good as Alter Ego, but they make it done. They make it work. So for now, that's a win in their books.
Yeah. Keep in mind though, Lord will spawn in the bottom side of the map, and top lane turret not very healthy, right? So if Alter Ego finds a cheeky turret destroy top, it will heavily favor their side. Now Sutsujin spotted. Alter Ego, though, will not force a fight just yet. 2 members only in the bottom side of the map here as Hijume rotates towards around mid. Oh, Dreams, is this the right call? Feather airstrike to relief off pressure.
That's going to be Rin then in the side lanes, right? Because he has been the one activating the side lanes multiple times. We talked about it, you know, looking for a segue play and then creating a flank angle. That's always been his righteous way of just trying to contribute to the team fights. But RP might be in trouble.
Uh-oh, gotta be careful. That's an opening, RP! He caught first!
What is he doing? Fist crack will save Nino. And Sutsujin, Tsunami Slam to the back, but can they kill him?
The perfect opening from RRQ. RP down, Nino down, and no flicker. While the Lord will spawn soon.
What was that positioning? RP, what was he doing? I'm out of words. That Natan dying means that RRQ have so much advantage. A lot of advantage now in the Lord pit as well. Edok will just scout for the team, look for possible steals, possible thieves that wants to take down the prosperity of the kingdom, but no. It's RRQ cementing their dominance in this mid to late game.
Oh no, Alter Ego lost all their gold lead. And this time they will be on the defense as well. RRQ, minute number 18 here. Let's see what they can do. Wow, having a Lord push in the bottom side of the map.
We talk about Hayabusa being a mobile hero, but I think for split pushes, you know, he's not really the best. I mean, you gotta put the quad shadow, you gotta stand by, you gotta make sure that quad shadow doesn't get occupied by a possible ganking enemy. Oh! He goes insane.
Risky.
Yeah. What if they're, what if a taunt comes in, right? Kind of scared for it. I know he's flashy and all, but you gotta be careful. Shadow kill in the mid lane. Clear the waves and just dissuade RRQ from taking this. But as of now, Tsunami Slam to Dyron.
Oh, that might be a mistake by RRQ. Dyron got caught, and Lord is already shredded in the bottom side of the map by none other than Arfi. So, yeah, not really much of numbers on the board for RRQ with that Lord take.
But the seal play. They weren't able to get there in time. So Sutsujin is gonna be safe. He's gonna be able to live another day. But look at the siege. Dreams flickers in.
Oh no, that's a mistake. That's a mechanic and might be punished. Hedok now. Let's see. Revitalized pop. Alter Ego now with the positioning. Arfi. Risky one.
What?
And that's gonna be the damage connecting. The Sky Piercer is online and Arfi goes down for 45. Ren finds a shadow kill. No shadow this time. He bought the immortality just to be safe. And RRQ, they will not do business just yet.
Rin went for the shadow kill, but his shurikens are dull at the moment. But Arfi again being caught. Was that a tick of a glowing one or something? I don't really understand. But the Sky Piercer proc went through and was able to take down Arfi. 6-5 for Arfi. Take a look at the items. Athena's even for the Granger to be more safe against an Natan damage. Dyron.
Under the turret, Tsunami Slam, a Nether Realm, clutch one. And they got the mid turret as well. RRQ, they have been the decisive one the last couple of minutes.
They take that trade, obviously they do, because, again, I think it's going to be a trade of ultimates. If Hijume opens up the Feather Airstrike, then Rins has to open up the Nether Realm as well, regarding the situation. If they're clumped up together, yes, he will. So even if they do lose that Feather Airstrike, at least there's info that they can re-engage to an RQ that is without a Nether Realm, without that sustainability, that life-saving ability. And now, it feels like Alter Ego are on their wits' end. They will try to wait for possibly a single play by RRQ. It's an evolved forward. Again, Dyron.
Uh-oh, Dyron opening things up, will go down. 5v4 now, Alter Ego. Will they take the Lord? Nether Realm pops, shadow kill as well. Alter Ego repositions with a crown by Sutsujin. Hijume Feather Airstrike, ring goes down, and that's gonna be RRQ in shambles.
Sutsujin with the immortality. He doesn't survive the fist crack. Not there yet, and there you go. Edok goes down, it's Toy.
Wala, isa na lang. Toy na lang.
Immortality will not save him, ladies and gentlemen. Alter Ego, they find the first strike in this best of 5.
Behind those
Alter
three
Ego
masks lies the thirst for chaos. And chaos is what they bring to the kingdom. They strike first, 1-0, Alter Ego.
Amazing, amazing opening. For the first, I guess after minute 6, right? During the mid-game, Alter Ego under...
Nice one. Ah, gusto mag-game 4 nga pala nito. Tama ba si Dave ba yun?
On his way towards Holy Crystal, and after, sure, they were... I don't want to say a lot, but a lot of questionable positioning.
Iba pala yan. Si Justin pala yan.
Have recovered.
It felt like the Farsa was carrying a transition. Like early game, Natan is not gonna really bite, but the Farsa is there to make room, make space for the Natan to transition to the late game. And Hijume, what a game he was playing. He was making plays, he was walking up to Sutsujin as a joy, right? And he wasn't scared of dying because he was the one who brought death. And Arfi, all he had to do was just survive the early game like we discussed, and come late game, he was able to dish out the damage. Sure, a few missed positionings, questionable ones at that. He looked clueless at times, but he's still there to do his job, just constantly wreaking havoc. And that last fight was just a done deal. Toy had to watch his own kingdom, his castle crumble right in front of his eyes. So it's Alter Ego striking first, defying the odds. Will
Nakaisa lang, susunod 3-1 na RRQ sabi ni Dave. Game 2 dapat manalo kayo RRQ para paldo na.
Coach Sheffin, walk us through.
Thank you, Realize. Thank you, Donnie, for that game.
Phobius ay
Alter
lagi lang
Ego
susugod kaya natalo
leads
RRQ
best
daw.
of 5 series. Who would have thought?
Wow. Not Sheffin, he predicted 3-0.
Exactly.
And I was kind of doubting your statement where, oh, Hijume and Dreams, they're clutch players. I mean, like, are we being serious right now? Apparently no. Hijume was like absolutely dominant in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he got the Farsa, he got the range advantage over pretty much everyone else in RIQ. And
Ako matagal na naman to, mga 20 minutes pa.
Should we
Wait,
revisit
labas
that
natin
third pick of
time.
Sabat?
Timeran natin guys. Ayan, ayan, ayan.
We were already kind of phased by that pick, right? All of us were kind of confused seeing that. We were expecting a Kalea with the Granger, that was for sure.
Timeran natin
But
sa
I
next
wanted to
match.
bring, the attention back to Alter Ego first. You know, in the first 3
Pwede ba
picks, we were
tain
talking
na?
about how
Night
big
mode,
they
ayan.
go for the Harriet up against the Joy. But now it shows. For Alter Ego, their main strength is their trio mid. The goal lane can be whatever it is. As long as it's a safe pick for RP, we've seen this in the regular
Kahit
season.
sino manalo dyan basta umabot ng game 4. Ah, ganun. Yan na, nag-game 4 na. Di pala sure. Siyempre RRQ yan. Di pa payag mag ma-sweep. Pero di rin natin alam, baka hindi maganda gising ng RRQ.
Generational throw up against BTR. We saw that again from RP, but luckily again, that's why they had so much emphasis on the Haya and the Farsa, the trio mid of Alter Ego, because you give this man a Farsa and then you force Rins on a Faramis, that's what you get. I've been preaching. Guys, this is a damage dealing meta. When we are in a match of a Farsa versus Faramis, that Faramis is kind of cooked.
And that's why he is given the player of the game, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. And even in the drafts, we were kind of questioning that third pick Farsa in the first phase, but it looks like taking that away from RRQ was huge, but the way that they were able to utilize it amongst themselves was also a big ground breaker here in game number 1 to lead the series against RRQ.
Maybe not so much questioning, but it's more like we expected a different draft. But Farsa has been picked quite a lot in the first phase, or even the first pick in the second phase for a lot of teams in the playoffs so far. It shows you the value that this hero brings to the table, because it's essentially a long-range burst damage, something that other mages cannot afford to do. Eve, you can go front to back, and you can't really, you know, get to the backliner of the opposing team. But when you're a Hijume on a Farsa, you can do something like this. And with the
Medyo
itemization
yung internet ko ayaw makisama.
in the second item,
Refresh lang ako. Wala na nga akong ginagawa.
Oh, the Skype stack actually get him.
PLDC attack.
Right? It was because
PLDC.
Basic attack got him. They were able to find it in the end. It was just a fight back to back to back. And really, you really see the drop of the Faramis, right? Like, I was in the crowd with Shepard.
Parang panig ka sa RRQ. Wala akong team dito eh. Nanonood lang ako. Binibigyan ko lang kayo ng mga possibilities, guys. Syempre alam naman natin, or hindi man lahat, alam ng karamihan, malakas RRQ. Pero di naman imposible na na ma-sweep sila ng Alter Ego. Mga ganun ang scenario.
He thought it was a counter, Faramis into Haya, but the Haya can, if played properly, be the one to take away the Netherrealm, and then RV can clean up. And RV became another option as well. He deals so much damage to the front that a lot of times we saw the clutch, yes, Netherrealm come in to save Dyron. But at that point, would you
Wala ka bang team dyan? Wala.
Because your
Tamang nood lang muna ako.
when you use it reactively, becomes a wasted resource.
Doon ako sa panalo. Doon ako sa panalo.
In the late game, 2 hits, that's more than enough to get the Netherrealm out of the fights.
I think
Ba't ayaw niyo manood sa
Netherrealm
White?
was a successful tool able to negate
Game
the assassin
1.
can offer, which is
AE
maybe the direction they
win.
were going for in the
Ito pala
early
nalagay
game.
na.
But looking at it face value in that
AE.
particular game, that Nether Realm was just, it was barely an extra HP layer. It was like what, 10%, 15% extra layer because of how
Kala mo
fast
may
it was
team ako.
shredded at the later portions of the game, especially.
Exactly. It's more of a snowball tool, I would say, you know, something that you can use to snowball. It benefits the
Si
aggressor.
Sujin lang
You
daw
already have
nagdala,
team
sabi
playing
ni
the tournament,
Justin.
You get hit by that debuff. Like, the Nether Realm is a debuff, not actually something that can actually help you. Yes, you will survive, but in a team fight with so much lockdown, with so much range, it hurts you. You get silenced when you lose the HP bar, you are stunned there for a bit, giving Alter Ego's very aggressive lineup even more value. When they constantly heal back up too, that's something we need to talk about. I think RRQ though, to bring it back to RRQ, are not drafting to their strengths. What are their strengths in the regular season? This is something that literally got them #1, to stay at #1 from week 1 to week 9. Dyron and Edok on playmakers. Phovius was a solid pick. I like that. The Gatot Kacha on Edok. Every single time we see Edok play something like a Gatot, I'm not a fan. He's the game changer. He's the X factor. He's the regular season MVP as a roamer. That goes to show how much relevance this guy has in winning performances of RRQ. Give him the Kalea, man, please.
Yeah, obviously, but speaking of X Factor, shout out to Nino, by the way.
Oh.
I think out of all the Alter Ego members, the one that I'm most surprised to see, you know, usually Nino does not go hand in hand with the word composed, you know, but he is not extending at all. The face crack was incredible, and I feel like he's the second MVP in this game.
I agree.
Yeah, just the sets is awesome. And oh man, like if we just erase all the micro mistakes that Rin made, which is actually quite a lot, and Arfi made, this could be an actual tier 1 team in ID, dare I say.
Oh, that's a big statement because
But with an if.
okay. Still a big statement though, right? Because talking about that, once again, we are on our way to MSC, and will Alter Ego finally be able to kind of catch up to these teams that we've seen time and time again show up at MSC, right? Of course, IDNS still takes the cake there at
Man.
being present 5 times. Todak, unfortunately, wasn't able to represent
Kumain na ba kayo, guys? Dinner?
last time around with SRG stepping
even
up to
this
the
year.
plate.
Wala lang,
This year
natanong
as
lang.
well, Onyx though are still a shoo-in to maybe level things out with IDNS 4 times.
Onyx are the only ones that are still in contention for making it to MSC right now. Evos are out, RSG, SG are out, it's Flash from SG, Todak are out. IDNS, I'm not sure. I think they're not going to represent. Yeah, I think they lost. So it's just Onyx who can make their 5th appearance. Another, you know, a team that could try to take that mantle away from IDNS for most appearances. 2 MSCs as well, by the way, for Onyx. So really good stuff for Onyx. They look like they're en route to go for that Alter Ego, though. Like you said, Chef, it might be that second tier 1 team that we have here. I think Onyx are currently #1 in the tier 1 rankings. Alter Ego might be able to.
Geek
What?
Fam first, then Alter.
Okay.
Stefan, do we need to replay what happened in match 1?
Let's take a look at the MSC meta check from 2019 to 2025. We saw at some point it was, you know,
Oh man,
wow,
What a
that was
throwback.
what a throwback!
that was a long time
Who
ago. It's been a lot of hyper carries, hyper assassins over the years. The hyper fighter slash assassin just last year. But what about this year? I think this is something that we were kind of talking about in the earlier MSC throwback.
Well, we can see assassin battles like we did earlier, right? It really depends on the draft. If the team likes to play utility jungle, then we're going to be seeing more utility jungle. But if the team wants to play these assassins, yesterday, again, the reason we didn't get to see a lot of utility jungles sometimes is because BTR, they get banned out usually.
Oo.
So same goes for like earlier, we saw a match.
Kumain na din ako. Out muna ako, sana pagbalik ko panalo RRQ daw. Heru, hello. Paras lang naman magaling. Tama naman. Playoffs to eh. Hindi naman sila makakapunta sa playoffs. Makakapasok sa playoffs ko. Hindi sila magaling.
Ever since, I don't know how many years is it right now, because you can play pretty much anything. I mean, last season it was just, you know, Fabian was like an exception in the lane. it's always Alpha, Nolan Suyo, Alpha, Nolan Suyo.
Like,
Even
yeah.
in MSC2, that's
Step
kind
in.
of the case.
Yeah.
In the building.
Wow.
Chef
Head and
in 2 seconds.
shoulders.
Sure.
Hurricane by head and shoulders. Sheffin, you heard the shore because he's glued to the screen. He can't stop. He's speechless right now. Drinking his juice like a good boy. Head and shoulders. Go ahead and take it, ladies and gentlemen. Get it. You want the lemon flavored one, Sheffin, or do you want the menthol?
Do not ever call me a good boy.
Don't worry.
That sounds disgusting, man.
Do you want to be a bad
Bad
boy?
boy?
No, it's like, especially you don't call me a good boy, bro.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
But Arashi can call you a good boy.
Oh, Rashi can call you a good boy.
Maybe I give him that card.
Oh, so Rashi. All right. We'll keep
Sayang
that
di ko
in mind now.
naumpisahan.
Is that an Arashi?
Pwede mo pang panoorin.
I think that's the
Kasi matagal-tagal pa yung mga
Look alike.
I see it.
Well, they
Mga 10
both,
minutes pa yan.
pretty good.
They
you know?
both have Japanese names. And Sheffin lets both of them call him good boy.
Pwede mo pa simulan yung game 1 ulit.
Position is not really a real champion.
Jasper, hello.
No.
Well, okay.
RG na RG.
I'd have to ask Arashi.
Yeah. Oh, I know that
no.
guy.
That's the ITV for sure.
Whoa. What?
Huh?
Yo, Joshua in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently that's CITV for sure. Might have to change a few things for CITV in the head and shoulders segment for Mr. Sheffin. The Kingdom, though,
Okay.
they were
okay.
silenced quite early. Not something we expected coming into this. Again, I think all of us went for RQ in the English desk.
I went 3-0.
I went 3-1 though.
I went 3-1.
Everyone else
so-
went 3-1. So.
I think if this is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen, like Alter Ego are looking like the better team currently. RQ's form are looking more like the second half of the regular season. We've been talking about maybe they're saving strat. So far there is no strat that is. They've actually downgraded it.
Ano oras simula yung laro?
They went from Kalea pick
Hindi ko din sure eh. Pero yung pag nagta-timer kasi ko, usually 20 minutes tsaka lang magsa-start yung next game. 20 minutes dito sa countdown ko ha, dito.
I think they need 40.
So akin kasing timer to eh.
That's what I'm trying to say here. If that is 100%, maybe they go back down to 40.
And by the way, guys,
Madalas ganun.
build up towards
Baka kapag RG ka na, wow, di na busy si Jasper.
Opposite the Onyx one, I think, right?
no, like in terms of seedings.
In terms of seedings, yeah, number one.
Ano daw, Smurf daw ulit.
Not be able to see a champion from the upper brackets, a turn.
3-2 sabi nila.
Usually, number one,
Dun
number
sa-
two
sa
are always
audience
the
lang.
ones that end up winning. One of the upper bracket teams are always the ones that end up winning
Wait.
MPL ID.
Wait, sorry.
That is Selly Boy,
That's
yes.
Sally Boy!
Well, he's a Selly man now. He has a child, ladies and gentlemen. That's Selly father.
Sally Dad.
Selly dad.
Sorry dad.
Selly son later on.
The chef and it's Sally Daddy.
Selly daddy. Well,
Di mo napanood yung first
guys
game.
back at home as well.
Kaso ano,
Gonna let Selly Boy
ilang minutes ba yung game 1?
Goodbye.
Baka maabutan ka ng game 2.
That's
Right?
disgusting, bro. That's disgusting.
Arashi is in the building and his confidence has just been shattered.
With his
Arashi,
foot, too.
I just want to say, Fairness, stop.
Hello?
Arashi left. Hello!
Hey, we got some MPL dates in the
Oh.
building.
Oh, I mean-
Someone's doing the. Is that a Velociraptor
It's a
or is that a?
Velociraptor,
Hey,
yeah.
That's like a
it's
tool.
for any ages, man.
It's
MPL
a
is age,
Velociraptor again.
Teenagers, Mirko's favorite, children, Raj, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like-
you can be as old as you want and come to MPL Arena.
Exactly.
Not MPL Arena, but Jakarta International Velodrome.
Exactly. You know, the MPL Arena travels wherever their MPL is being held anyway. So you can go at MPL Arena, that's fine. And remember, the tickets are still available once again. Guys, so what are you waiting for? Go ahead and go to the official MPL website or, of course, the GoPay app to get your hands on the ticket plus free diamonds.
This guy, Eterna, is an anomaly.
Jume?
I mean, quite
People-
literally in that
No.
party.
Yan o, medyo pa start na sila. Mas maaga. Kasi naupo na sila dun sa may gaming chair.
Crazy ego. We've heard crazy things from not wanting to play with certain teams, saying that I'm a world champ. I don't need to listen to y'all. I want better teammates. And then backing it up, this guy has gained so much respect from me. This is so cool. The fact that we have a player as big of a chat as that who can back up what he says, because usually a lot of times we see that from other opponents, other players, and we don't see the backup. We see the trash talk, but then they just fall flat.
He has elite standards. Why are we zooming on Tyrant?
That's
It's getting
Toy.
pretty- Oh, a toy.
That's not even Dyron.
Wait. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like the hair
What about
color
this?
kinda
Who's this?
throws me off. That's
RRQ and AE ulit ba maglalaban? Oo. Ano to? Best of 5 to.
Who's on your screen now? The one in the middle.
That's Mr.
Unahan maka 3 points.
Kesman.
Parang basketball lang eh.
Not
That's the
entirely
code.
wrong.
Unahan maka 3. Maka score ng 3.
They decide to stay on second pick selection.
Yep.
All right.
RQ back on blue side. Again.
RRQ back on blue. I think it's fine. Again, they had a solid opportunity to actually win out. By the way, like it wasn't fully like Alter Ego outdrafting them. It was RRQ something. It felt like RRQ outdrafted themselves in a way. And they pulled a BTR real
I was
quick.
about to say.
Yeah, they were like overthinking a lot of the picks. They instead of going for the safe choice,
Isn't
went
that a Cascade problem? Overthinking sometimes?
in season 13. Last time the International Velodrome, yes, but
And SPS?
Season 14
I don't
finals.
think SBS was.
Uy, maaga ngayon ng medyo 5
I don't think that was
minutes.
overthinking. I think that was just like.
Hindi pa 20 minutes sa time ko.
I don't think that was overthinking.
But to be fair, RQ was in some part winning in that matchup against Alter Ego. Especially when they got a few of like maybe like 1K-ish gold lead until Edok just decided to just dive into the turret without any backup at all. But we're on to
Bon
the
Louis, Phobius, Kimi, Zushin,
Whoa.
Galaxy
Chip.
835 5G. Kimi Phobius Luoyi this time, so the front turret has been left open. Meanwhile, from side of Alter Ego, Chip, Jushin, and the Baxia.
There you go.
Oh, thank goodness.
Kalea first pick. That's the change.
They're gonna have to go Farsa though again. I feel again the Farsa Badang is a solid choice. To
Kamusta ate? Okay naman, buhay pa.
A really good mid laner. You have to remember that in this current meta, getting a good mid laner is actually kind of tough. We were talking about the possible heroes that could replace the Faramis in game 1, and yeah, there's not too many with Aloyi, Jusin, and Kimi banned out. Yi was the option, but even then it was kind of tough. They go for the Hayabusa
Yeah.
though, just like in game number 1. So not Farsa Prio. That means RRQ have a shot now to be the ones to secure the Farsa. Not the best against Haya, I'll give you that, but it is better, I think, than going for the Faramis again and then leaving the Farsa open to Alter Ego.
Yeah, it all comes down to how to make the backliner's life even harder. Yes, the trade-off with Hayabusa is there, and that's the sign of Alter Ego trusting Rin to pop off. But the Granger is still gonna be the option, and no Farsa at all. They can still go for that route. That should be the pick, right? I don't see a reason why they would go for anything else.
Yep. And now it's gonna be tough for RRQ again. The Valentina's probably
Farsa
I
ulit.
thought maybe that could be the option to go for, right? The Valentina, steal away the Feather Airstrike, having a way to deal with the Hayabusa as well. Yeah. I wonder if RRQ will still ban the Harith and Irithel now. I think it makes more sense considering the Kalea is now in their hands with the Joy and the Granger. They've gone for the same draft, only with better components.
I didn't cure the pain.
Valentina ban. The same thing that happened in the first game earlier,
Magic is my life.
which lets
Team is banned.
maybe like Dreams to pull off a big set hero to kind of like match up the pick-off potential from Mr. Edok with the Kalea. If we're going by what happened in the first game, it's gonna be a Franco ban, and I think that's still decent in this case.
Yeah, and Irithel, right, for RRQ.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you gain
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I
Defense
feel like
nuts.
Farsa needs to be up. Man, so much value on Farsa right now. That's why, by the way, Geek Fam always banned it against Suns. And that's how you bring in the Faramis.
But technically, without the Franco ban, RRQ could still flex the Kalea, right?
Wait, you know what? I'm thinking about the fact that it's a Joy, so it's a magic damage. Do they necessarily have to go for a traditional mid laner?
What do you want to go for?
Maybe something like a Mathilda?
Ooh, Matilda mid.
With Joy?
Yes.
That sounds pretty bad.
Hmm.
If they want to do that, I understand. Maybe like a Lucas, right, with the Mathilda later on, or hey, maybe the Barats like we saw yesterday. RQ carry.
Oh,
They want some tanky boys. It seems for Dyron or I really hope it's Franco.
Yikes.
They were, yeah.
Okay.
Had a feeling they were trying to deny that as
Good
a
pick.
potential.
I mean, this is an easy one should be like, right?
It looks like it right now with no Irithel as well. It should already be good, right? The Granger. It could also be a Beatrix, by the way. It could also still be a
yeah.
Natan again. I mean, at this point, late game insurance in the gold lane.
Because they already have the burst follow-up coming in from the far side anyway with the hook to kind of synergize well with one another.
Yep.
Among the clans.
There you go.
Oh, man.
A solid answer up against this composition. Again, like, I mean, it's the better choice over the Paramis, I feel. Damage dealing. Then they go for XP or robe. Glue? I think the glue is a pretty okay choice. They
Like
need that.
I'm missing something here.
Yeah, no, it's really the glue. Ultra Ego. Gold lane. Natan, Beatrix, 1-1. I think all three are pretty good. Irithel actually technically is up as well, right? You can bring Purify. It's pretty ready to fight Hero. So if you don't want to have the pressure of scaling and not winning in the early game up against the Granger, Irithel could be a solid choice to go for.
For sure. As long as you peel for the ear.
HBD ate.
And it's a good way
HBD
to
ate.
get away from danger, especially with the glue and also the Yi gunning you down. With the notes, take a Purify, but they're not going for any of that. They just go for the Moskov. I gotta say, not really a huge fan of a Moskov, but I don't think you could go wrong with any marksman pick there.
Wow. Grabe naman si PLDC.
I'm wondering like what the synergy is. I guess the Farsa and the Franco.
Yeah. So, a little bit more gold build pressure as well coming from the Moskov. We're gonna hear
Ayan,
what the casters think
refresh
about
lang
this
ako.
draft. Boys, we're ready for
Why? Internet namin bumibitaw.
From the draft, we were able to see that
Sobrang sad,
it is
guys.
bound to happen. That brawl type of play, right? That early fight, a lot of skirmishes. And now in game number 2, it is looking much more interesting.
Gabi na daw madami nang gumagamit ng net.
Will secure match point. Or
Ganun
will
pala yun.
Kingdom clap back. It is Ultra Ego against RQ Hoshi in game number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch and witness game number 2. Alter Ego against the audience predictions, of course. They won game 1. Let's see though, that's
Whoa.
a flicker already and a hook spent by Dreams early on.
Oh, that was an early hook towards Susujin again with the Franco early on. You can
Flicker
exert
hook
so
agad.
much pressure, right, on towards your enemy jungler, either just hooking away the buff or just delaying that clear so that the Hayabusa Rin does have the upper hand. Dreams, you know how much of a pressure he can put on towards the enemy team in the early game with the Franco. But now the emblems by IndieHome, by Talk himself. Concussive blast for the Franco, same goes for the Kalea. It helps with extra damage and clear. Now, again, with the hook, right? Sutsujin, he's kind of delayed in reaching level 4. I think we're still number 3, but as of now,
Grabe.
taking it slow.
What?
For RQ, they know early pressure is kind of hard when they have a Franco.
Oh, that's gonna be Rin popping the shadow kill. Not enough damages yet to take Edok down, but that will be Edok using his flicker.
That's a flicker. That's a very, very good info for Ultra Ego. They know the Kalea might just be
Lala. Ang lala ng internet.
efficient in the next skirmish because the Kalea does not have the flicker. But for now, it's Sutsujin going to Dreams.
Oh, gotta be careful. Dreams no flicker. Punished by Sutsujin. That's first blood. Uh-oh, Rin. Almost
Naka-out.
picked off.
Edok was pummeling around. Rin almost got caught right there. But it's Nino with the Badang again. Just trying to put RQ at bay. You know, that fist break, fist crack combo can be lethal. Changing the game, changing the course of the match. So as of now, it's Sutsujin with full control of the turtle. They know they can't really contest that. So Ultra Ego, they let it go. They relinquish that objective.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be similar to game 1 where Alter Ego did not have control on that first neutral objective take. Let's see the outcome. Oh, that's gonna be the Tsunami Slam on towards Dreams. A little out of position, and Dreams will be punished the second time.
This is why RQ prioritized the Kalea first pick. Rin, shadow kill.
Yep, I think this time the damage will be enough to take Edok down. So both roamers punished.
At least the kill for the Hayabusa to keep going to snowball. But Sutsujin is already level 6. Save goes for Rin as well. The Toy coming towards mid lane, helping to clear the wave. maybe exert even more pressure in terms of their rotations, because now the wave has been shoved. Rinse has the time to go up top. But do they know that Dreams is in the bush?
Oh, luckily, unlucky there for Dreams.
What?
Just got the gold grab.
Oh, me. Ugh.
Been
Nakakainis
there
naman.
already for Dreams as well.
Why? Why naman
Third got
ganun?
punished. Dreams again the third time. That's 2 extra kills for Toy, by the way. And RRQ, they're setting the tone right. And 1,000 gold almost established already.
Now they find the collapse. That was very, very nice, right? RWM to lock the Moskov in place. I mean, the Moskov could have just Abyss Walkered his way back, but he was ready to really get pinched by Sutsujin and also Edok. But at least Edok was able to be traded there. Still, not that worth it, because RP has to be kept on a chokehold now because he don't really have the time to progress further. Now it's RRQ. What do they do to even be able to capitalize on this lead? It's Alter Ego. I think they really want to go for the fights, right? The Hayabusa is already strong. RP with the Moskov, he has the global presence. He can really join the fights. Look at Nino, he's rotating towards top.
Towards Iron, that's a questionable move, and Nino forced to use the flicker, mounted as well. Feather airstrike doesn't really find the right connection. Nino falls. RRQ takes full control on that turtle. Rin looking for an opening to perhaps find a cheeky kill, but Sitsujin claims it comfortably.
Rin was trying to get that shadow kill and then the retry as well to possibly steal the turtle, but no, it is not coming to fruition, at least for him. And at least this is what bringing Yves brings to you. It's much more, I think, controlled. You have that RWM, that AoE that could really
Humina ang signal, paubos na yung data.
It's much more defensive. You're playing in the Netherrealm. Once that is burned down, you have literally almost no damage.
Madami na gumagamit ng internet.
Yves, I think he would be offensive. Right?
Naglalag na ako.
He has a choice to be defensive or offensive. I think so far they're capitalizing on the Yves very, very well. So Alter Ego now, it's all about stabilizing this lead. I think, or rather, you know, stabilizing this advantage that they have. I think if you talk about the draft as well, Rico mentioned it, it's very hard to look for good mages right now, right? If like Juice in a span and all that. But in this instance, I think the Yves has been at least the best option for RRQ if they want to go further. Tsunami Slam!
On towards Nino, now it's going to be Fist Crack forced to be used, and Toy will be able to find the stack Sky Piercer there with the kill. RRQ, they will shift their gears more here in the mid lane. That's 2 members immobilized, and Toy gets another kill. Rin will find another kill there in the back lane. That's going to be Rin's punished. Bloody Hunt will not be able to find an execution as Dreams will fall. Ladies and gentlemen, RRQ, they're turning up the heat game 2.
I thought RP would take that SOD, but it was too dangerous, I feel like. So they get all in the hands of Alter Ego. RP was pushing up top, at least he's able to create that wave, to push and shove that wave into the topside turret. But I think so far it's RRQ on full control, dictating this game. Alter Ego, it's them having to chase back. And Hijume, he can't really have that much pressure compared to game number 1. Because now I think with the Yves in the fray, he has to be more careful on getting bursted down, on getting caught by the RWM, right? If the RWM gets connected towards Hijume, he could be Tsunami Slam like this, but the Purify will be popped. So that's info for RRQ.
Oh, little. I think Hijume popped his body there out of the bush, and that's going to be a free turtle for RRQ again. 3,000 gold, a comfortable lead here. RRQ, they're setting their mid game very, very well.
Perfect turtle for RRQ. Oh!
Bloody Hunt will lock Edok down. Rinse. No flicker. Not punished just yet, though. Alter Ego finds a small compensation as Arfi is still pushing top lane.
Yeah, it's only Edok, though. For Alter Ego, they'll take it still, obviously. With up top just pushing, but hey! With an Onyx jersey, Abed and KB, Professor KB.
Yeah, you're right. They're watching.
Is he gonna pull up something again? Because previously he pulled up with the Kyrie pose, right? Wow. Okay.
Ah,
Okay, so
grabe naman.
to translate, that literally means when can I stream here in the venue? Because we have Restreamers in this venue. R7 to our left, by the way. But now back to the game. And this Moskov pick, I do agree it has that global pressure with the push and all that. But I think when paired with the Franco, it isn't as synergized compared to, let's say, a 1-1 or a B-Trick, like with the first damage, the pick-off style you have. Maybe follow it up with a Spear of Misery if it's close to an obstacle. Maybe that works, but I think RP now only has one thing in mind, and that's exerting the global pressure and make sure that the SOD hits when he wants to join a fight, because Hijume could be stuck.
That's the retribution doing work as well. Locking Hijume down. That will be a free kill for RRQ.
Hijume, his aggressiveness tamed in this game. RRQ, they're doing a very good job in containing this bird woman in the Farsa, the hands of Hijume. So now the question becomes, what do Alter Ego do, right? With the Franco in the play, I know they want to look for pickoffs, but the only burst they can get is probably the Farsa with the Feather Airstrike. It's not as quick as, say, a Beatrix or maybe a carry with a quick DPS, or even the 1-1 who can pop the Cosmo Fang from the weakness point. Tsunami Slam, Nino.
On towards Nino though, so let's see what will Alter Ego do. Oh, Greens with the flicker, finds a suppression. This is the right play, perhaps it's Joy. Actually will find the Lord. Susujin taken down, that's gonna be Nino. Going
Pero yun ang sinasabi ko, grabe.
looking for a kill, but yeah, RP is still pushing bottom side.
Yeah, look at RP. He's doing the heavy lifting up top, and even down bottom, he's able to get the last turret in outside of the base. But for RRQ, it's that Lord marching in, helping them to clear the wave as well. So Alter Ego have to send someone to respond to that Lord push. As if the wave clear, they have beautiful wave clear, right? With the Moskov, and then you have the Farsa as well with Feather Airstrike. So I think that could really help if push comes to shove, the Lord gets closer to the base.
Yeah, bottom side isn't looking too hot either for RRQ, so seems like it will be just a two-lane push for this first Lord. Mind you, Holy Shield still up. Oh, let's see, 2v1 potentially shadow kill. Spent Rin. Okay, will we have the time?
Whoa!
No,
Hindi siya
Sujin finds
umalis.
the connection. Has the shadow though. No shadow kill. Remember, it's a 1v1! Both junglers.
Buntik na!
Neither died. That's gonna be Alter Ego now. Focusing down on the Lord.
Hijume has to walk back! Toy with the assassination! Puts Hijume to rest.
That's a double as well. Toy is just toying Alter Ego at this point. Shadow kill. Oh, great win of nature to negate all the damage. And that's
Grabe si Toy.
down. The big cough pressure from Edok. Locking Rin down.
Toy is godlike, the SOD lands, but RP can't take it. And RRQ, they are content with what they're able to get. Topside turret, and even an important kill towards Rin, and even Hijume previously. And this is where Alter Ego starts to spiral out of control. I mean, they were able to contain the lanes with the far push that they have, the global pressure that they built.
Yeah.
But I think one mistake is what it takes. One, I wouldn't say greediness, but one heroic play that was supposed to happen, probably in Rin, down bottom in that jungle, it just didn't come to fruition. So now it's Alter Ego with the busy task of having to defend the base and the wave again. They have to restructure it, re-push it again. Time and time, RP has to be there to respond to the wave.
Seems like it's gonna be a slow build-up again. 30 seconds on the clock for that Lord. So RRQ, they know. Yeah, let's not take unnecessary fights here, and let's take more important ones later on. And RP though, rose gold on the way.
Fleeting time for the Franco. Adds more ultimate cooldown reduction. And now let's talk about Alter Ego's control, right? Engage tools, they don't really have any. Maybe it's only them waiting for something to bait. It's probably only the Franco, right, with the hook and the bloody hunt, but that's it. I mean, if you want to bank on Nino, he has to land a 3-man fist break into a fist crack. So that's gonna be a problem for Alter Ego. For RRQ, they have instant lockdown. they have the damage to follow it up with the RWM as well. So Alter Ego has to be careful. Tsunami Slam.
On towards one, Dreams with her crown just to buy time. But seems like Dreams will fall regardless. Top lane still pushed by Arfi. Lord now should be the main priority in RRQ. They have the prio. Looking for a cheeky angle. Doesn't really find it. Isolated somehow. And now it's going to be Rin. Looking for a backup. Looking for a punish perhaps. Has a shadow!
Blah. 9-0 si Toy.
Setting up a kill for none other, Toy.
What is happening with Rin? Why is he going for these 80-30s? It's the fact that he always kind of loses into the shadow. Or he doesn't have the shadows even to continue the kill pressure. I mean, the shadow kill was there, but again, you don't have the escape mechanism. Elo comes in.
Yeah, Feather Airstrike, RWM suspend as well. Bottom side turret will fall. Ladies and gentlemen, and one turret left for Alter Ego. Lord is still very much healthy top lane.
At least the outside turrets are able to be caught. Oh, what?
He has immortality. Elo, will he survive? No flicker. Oh my goodness, Tsunami Slam. He will fall. That's gonna be the Lord now. Main priority should be Alter Ego. Oh, Hijume looking for a solo out towards Rins, but cancelled by Sutsujin.
Rin goes in with the shadow kill. The SOD connects, but the Winter Crown on time.
Let's see Rin again, looking for the clear Dreams. Right about time.
Grabe.
Doesn't connect on towards the main base just yet. RRQ still putting pressure on towards Alter Ego.
Have to hold the base. As of now, they can do just that. No wave, but there goes the second wave of the minions. RRQ. They look relentless. They look like they want to end this. Right here, right now.
10 seconds on Hijume. Let's see. Byron spent his flicker already. Mountain Nino. Toy picks up the legendary.
Hijume
trying to clear the wave. RWM will not be able to find the clear. And ladies and gentlemen, Alter Ego, they have responded.
Alter Ego, they hold. Right on cue, Hijume respawns, pops the Feather Airstrike. And as of now, we still have a game in our hands. Malefic gun for Arfi to play the kiting game, to have that extra range for the Moskov to gun down his opponents later on. And now RRQ with a 7.5k gold lead, I think it falls out of relevance because it's now about the fight. It's now about the timings. 80 stacks on the Sky Piercer.
Yeah.
732 on the inherent Granger passive.
Still untouchable. Toy untouched this game. And
Deathless.
Deathless Alter Ego struggling to find a connection to take Toy down. Let's see though, they have survived, but yeah, no base certs left for Alter Ego, so that's alarming.
11:02. Toy comes back from the grave. He was shut down a lot of times in the first game. Second game, this is his game to play. Oh, Alter Ego with the flank angle. They have to check this. Edok!
Yup, looking for, oh my goodness, Tsunami Slam! Rinzo will be the first one to follow alongside Hijume. Inspiring Purify, winner crown by Sutsujin in the back lines. Hijume will not survive as Toy and Dreams going at it, and that's gonna be SOD!
Oh, nasa likod.
Murphy finds the connection and shut Toy
Wipe
down,
up.
but that's Sutsujin.
Maniac la.
Maniac and an ultimate wipeout.
Arfi with the heroic play, but that doesn't cut it. The kingdom, they roar back to life. Rejoice, they say, as they look to end game number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, RRQ,
Bumawi.
they will equalize in this best of 5. We got a series. It's 1-1.
We have a series in our hands. Sutsujin, the savior with the maniac, to end that game. Arfi looked for the Hail Mary play. He almost was able to survive, but the damage was too much to handle. He took down Toy at the end of the day, so Toy no longer immortal. But as of now, it's RRQ with the response. 1-1. What a game full of action. Just non-stop. So Alter Ego will have to be ready for a possible 5-game banger.
I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, what a recovery from RRQ. That last fight, they lost 2 members quick. But with 3 members, it was enough with Sutsujin, with Toy. See?
I thought they would win this.
Yeah, it's a 5v3 practically.
Yeah, because they had the flank angle as well, with 2 players hiding in the bush. But everyone melted. Look at that Sutsujin damage. The Joy again, his signature pick, bringing the win for RRQ. And
Sakto talaga pagbalik ko panalo RRQ.
hey, they got it done. So
Nakamiyak si ano eh,
that's it for game
Sutsujin.
number 2. We want to hear what the panel has to say. Eterna Mirko Chefin, time is yours.
Thank you so much, boys. It looks like RRQ have fought back. The Kings of Kings have fought back, going 1-1. That was a little too close for comfort, though. That was nearly a 2-0 for Alter Ego.
Almost the clutch factor kicked in again, but this time
Yeah.
not for Hijume and Dreams, but rather RP
rookie.
on the Moskov. That I question personally. Like, I mean, why go for the Moskov? You know, it takes so long. It's so conditional. Why not go for the Irithel and try to win out the early game instead? Turns out they were banking on the late game. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. It looked like it was going to here because, man, what a play. Wasn't enough though.
Yeah, I feel like the Moscow pick was like they know that the matchup of Franco and Kalea was gonna be won by Edok by a landslide, and it was. You know, so it really doesn't matter if you have a good combo for the Bloody Hun Iron Hook combo. So then you bet on the late game. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. But MVP,
Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G goes to Sutsujin. I think a big standout moment was at the end, the really end, the moment where Arky nearly pulled in a crazy performance. The fact that Sutsujin was able to take him down really was just the nail in the coffin for Alter Ego there. But these are highlights from the early portion. What did you guys notice the most?
How they've been able to enable the Granger. I think the Granger getting enabled is so good. Something we didn't get to see in game number 1, mainly because there was no way for them to really push the tempo, for them to engage. On the Gatot Kacha, on the Faramis, it's kind of difficult. Meanwhile here with the Yves, you can see the catch potential just by utilizing the RWM earlier in the mid lane, and the matchup. This is why I expected the Irithel over the Moskov. With the Irithel, you can actually hold your own in the lane and hold the Granger back. When you're really good at Moskov, there's a chance that happens as well. But for the most part, Granger has a bit of an advantage against the Moskov, in wave clear especially. When he's able to shove the lane so much easier up against the Moskov, he will get more prio on Gold Crab. He gets more prio for double lane to get more gold and then to snowball. And I think that was what was visible here in the game. 80 stacks so early. Yeah, got RRQ the victory.
This is the play that kind of maybe made me vote for Edok as the MVP, because even in the early game, I gotta say the main difference was Edok. Do you notice how many feathered airstrike Hijume did in first game compared to the second game? There's barely any aggressive maneuver from Hijume in this game. Yes, probably because of the Yves having a longer range too, but at the end of the day, you're a Yves and a Farsa. You take that trade, HP trade any day, every day for Mr. Hijume. And Kalea was able to just zone out all the members away from Arceus member to Alter Ego. I'm sorry, I'm getting sleepy here.
No worries.
Grabe
What
naman
you
yun.
watch in front with me, Sheffin, on stage. We gotta see and feel that atmosphere. Here though, I think it's just the same composition for Araki Hoshi as game number 1, but with better components. Touched on that a little bit in the draft because I really don't like the Faramis, by the way. And then the Gato Kacha, maybe I dislike that even more in game 1. Kalea pick and the Yves later on was just phenomenal. Again, I like the fact that you pointed out the Kalea. Yes, the threat of just being there, the threat to cancel the Franco as well, right? Because we saw earlier, you asked the question, Chef, and how did Dreams not get prio in the bush? He didn't get the bloody hunt because Edok was able to tap skill 2 first. I think, I might be mistaken, but I think Franco wasn't in range of the bloody hunt, so he had to walk forward. Right as he walked forward, he walked out of the bush, giving Edok
That's a millisecond though.
yeah, a slight second, like, oh, there's a Franco, pops in skill 2 and just taps it. Remember, you can tap that ability and it would just go to the closest target, boom, gets a knock up, and it stops the bloody hunt. He had to Winter Crown a bit late, bloody hunt a bit late, and just that microsecond, that millisecond of not being able to get the catch changes a lot of the dynamic in the fight.
By the way, looking at the asset here, Rin and Sutsujin. a whole different game being played in game number 2. Rin, I don't see any improvement from what his playstyle was in the game number 1. Because I said it to Mirko earlier when we were watching.
Yeah.
Do you think Rin is... He seems like a ranked game player.
Yeah.
And all of these aggressive maneuvers with the quad shadow and the really
Gusto
late
ng
shadow
pag-timer.
was very much unnecessary, especially in this stage in MPL ID playoffs where the stakes are higher than ever. You're trying to get to MSC. You cannot afford to make this kind of play, man. Like, you gotta lock in.
I understand that sentiment, but I also have to understand where Rin is coming from here. If he decides to play the systematic MPL style and not take those risks, it makes him just any other jungler. Very easy to read as well. At this point, you kind of can read the ranked gameplay again of Rin, but because they have so many X factors, so many dynamics, it could enable the rest of the team. And it did in game 1. So it's like a give and take. At this point, they know what they got with Rin. They know why they chose
Yan,
Rin.
timer natin.
I don't know, man. It feels like every time Rin has an opportunity to use the quad shadow and the shadow kill, he will use it to poke. That's what I don't like. As long as he can deal damage and try to get the HP bars as low as possible, even though he knows that he's not gonna secure a kill, he went for it. And I think that should not happen as an MPL jungler.
But I have to agree
Fair.
a little with Sheffin right there. I think there are a lot of moments, especially it was very glaring in this particular game where he overstepped a lot, and then that kind of really costed the whole point of him being on the Hayabusa to begin with. So obviously adjustments will have to be made once again. I think we keep saying this game after game after game, but that's literally what they have to do in a best of 5. It's so different. And this is also another point that we should actually talk about, right? These are some new players, maybe the first time in a best of 5. So obviously endurance is also going to be a big question mark, whether or not they're going to be able to do that and how quick they're going to be able to adjust on the fly, because it's very different, the dynamic of a best of 5 and a best of 3.
I think it's already very fortunate that Alter Ego had the experience of reverse sweeping Bigatron yesterday, so I don't think fatigue is going to come in here. What I'm worried about isn't really the best of 5, but how are they dealing with the crowd? Today's crowd is oh, it's the kingdom, man. You know, it's one thing going up against the Troopers. It's just another regular season match, but against the Kingdom, every match is a playoff match. Every match might be like a world-level match. These fans are crazy in a good way, man. The Kingdom.
It's a bit unfair in a way. It's always home court advantage
It's always.
for RRQ. It does not matter which division, which game they're playing, which regular season game. Is it a playoff game? Even more so in playoff game. They're coming here from everywhere, man. I bet you there's someone that came here from outside of the country just to see MPL ID playoffs.
The bigger the
Seen a lot
venue,
of that.
the bigger the home turf.
Absolutely. I agree. So before we get into game number 3, we are going to throw it over to Bude to see what she's up to.
Kita melihat bahwa di MPL babak playoff tiada yang mudah. Semuanya benar-benar berusaha untuk mendapatkan kemenangan. 2 game sudah berlangsung dan jantung kita benar-benar diuji. Coba, Bude mau dengar suaranya, gemparkan Jakarta International Velodrome. Alter Champs! Waduh, loyo sekali nih Alter Champs ya. Nanti harus lebih keras. Tapi dari Kingdom, masih penuh di sini. Coba Kingdom, mana semangatnya? Wow, suara Kingdom mendominasi. Ketika kita melihat 2 tim sedang berjuang, 2 tim sedang berusaha. Kalau kita bahas tentang MPL Indonesia, tentu perjalanan mereka memang tidak boleh puas di sini. Karena nantinya dari 4 tim ini akan ada 2 tim yang menuju MSC di EWC. Dan mereka harus menghadapi dari
Aku di natin
berbagai macam
maintindihan.
region. Dan kalau ngomong tentang region, tentunya banyak banget yang rame-rame nih. Apalagi banyak banget ekspor dari Indonesia yang bermain di region tetangga kita di Malaysia. Bude akan langsung ngobrol-ngobrol bersama dengan 2 player yang telah berjuang. Dan kali ini mereka kesini untuk bersama-sama kita untuk menyaksikan babak playoff. Inilah dia, Jimat yang dahulu ada di EVOS, Klokun.
Halo Bude.
Halo.
Halo.
Sekarang berarti masih di Famos.
Ya.
Klokun Famos. Dan juga ada anak yang hilang tiba-tiba di tengah-tengah MPL. GB dari Todak.
Ya Bude.
Todak atau Alter Ego nih?
Alter lah tetap.
Oh, balik lagi.
Semoga Kodelin mau sih.
Oh, jadi statusnya masih belum jelas ya sepertinya untuk GB ya?
Ya masih digantung Kodelin Bude.
Oke, tapi setelah berjuang di sana, apa sih yang GB rasakan? Berarti kan kamu setengah di Indonesia, setengah ada di Malaysia. Apa yang kamu langsung mungkin ada culture shock kah? Atau ada sesuatu yang bisa kamu share?
Paling buat culture shock gak ada sih Bude, cuma bahasa di sana harus lebih nyesuaiin juga kan. Soalnya ada beberapa yang beda juga sama Indonesia gitu. Jadi paling soal komunikasi doang.
Bahasa berarti itu menjadi salah satu ya?
Ya.
Tapi gimana kalau misalnya environment-nya, dari kompetitifnya?
Kalau kompetitif mungkin sama-sama keras ya, cuma kan kalau di sana yang paling mendominasi SRG kan. Jadi ya gitulah, tim lain mungkin bisa dibilang 80 semua rata-rata.
80 semua rata-rata. Ada penyesalan nggak masuk babak play-in, play-off?
Pasti ada sih Bude, soalnya dimarahin Kodelwin kemarin.
Waduh, sampai Kodelwin bikin permintaan maaf ya. Tapi enggak, ini memang seru banget ya Kodelwin ngelihat GB di sini juga pasti kayaknya shock. Tapi yang lebih shock lagi di sini adalah Klokun, kamu mendadak juga muncul di MPL Malaysia dan bersama dengan Famos. Gimana sih kamu pengalaman ada di Malaysia setelah berseason-season ada di Indonesia, menjuarai banyak turnamen internasional bersama tim Indonesia juga?
Ya.
Gimana di sana?
Enak sih, sama kayak di Indo.
Sama kayak di Indo?
Ya, paling ya bahasa aja, bahasa harus nyesuaiin sama sana.
Tapi penyesuaian dari bahasa, dari segala macamnya itu gimana sih caramu untuk bisa cepat connect dengan perbedaan bahasa gitu?
Bahasa Malay sama Indo kan sama-sama aja kan, beda-beda dikit doang. Jadi gampang lah belajarnya.
Jadi gampang belajarnya.
Ya, gampang.
Jadi udah problemnya cuma itu aja?
Apa?
Dari bahasa aja berarti yang kamu rasa?
Ya sih bahasa aja.
Bahasa aja, tapi kalau dari Klokun sendiri udah penasaran? Udah ketemu GB dong?
Udah.
Gimana? Ketemu sobat di Indonesia tapi di Malaysia, sobat serumun di Indonesia tapi bermainnya di Malaysia.
Ketemu dia kan kemarin di regular kalah 2-0.
WGB, gimana Be? Mengalahkan teman dari Indonesia.
Walaupun kayak sengaja ngalah sih Bude.
Wala makipagchikahan. Ba't ayaw niyo makipagchikahan sa akin, guys?
Di Malaysia, tapi yang Bude penasaran adalah gimana kalian ngelihat MPL Indonesia setelah kalian tinggal? Khususnya di babak playoff ini, 4 tim ini yang tinggal tersisa, RRQ dan juga Alter Ego, ada Onyx dan juga Geek Fam. Gimana ngelihatnya?
Ngelihatnya seru sih, sisa 4 tim kan, tim-tim kuat semua. Tadi juga sengit banget pertarungannya, RRQ lawan ini Alter Ego.
RRQ lawan Alter Ego, tapi
jago semua.
GB kamu nyangka nggak Alter Ego masih berada di babak playoff melalui play-in?
Nyangka sih Bude, soalnya mereka emang jago banget kan.
Wey, tapi kalau sekarang gimana nih? Apakah Alter Ego bisa bertahan di upper bracket menurutmu?
Pasti masih bisa, soalnya Navari masih punya banyak strategi khusus.
Strategi khusus, itu dari dalam dapurnya ya, dari Alter Ego. Kalau pertanyaannya berbeda, kamu udah melihat peta kekuatan dari MPL Malaysia, dan kamu juga udah melihat peta kekuatan dari MPL Indonesia. Tim Indonesia bisa nggak nih bersaing untuk IWC? Karena di IWC lalu yang menang adalah tim SRG dari Malaysia. Udah bisa bersaing belum nih?
Udah, kalau dilihat dari game-game yang kemarin udah sih. Tim MPL Indo kuat-kuat semua. Apalagi 4 tim sekarang kan, ya kuat-kuat semua.
Oke.
Wala bang English translator.
Bisa menyaingi dan bahkan kalau Klokun bilang ini bisa nih saatnya Indonesia. Bisa, GB juga bisa?
Bisa banget Bude.
Bisa banget.
Ya.
Sekarang kita bisa nggak
Dapat
lanjutin ke
try na translate nila sa English na.
Dan kita satu suara.
Hello Ariel.
Bersiaplah untuk menyambut game ketiga. Inilah dia tim RRQ dan Alter Ego.
Thank you, Bude Clara, for that quick update regarding, Klokun and Gebe. Where are they later? Not yet. Not yet. You want to, it's okay. Let's let him
Oh
open.
man.
All right. Earlier on, he had a really good
Why am I
goal,
so excited?
right? 3
It's fun.
BTR
It's fun, right?
cards. You guys can actually get your hands
One
on
for
it
you?
as well.
This one's special.
You guys
Whoa,
check it
is that
out now
special one?
because the Nirvana series is now
Right.
available and you guys can actually purchase it directly at the offline booth at the MPL
Alter
Festival.
Ego. What did you get?
Alter Ego again.
Hijume? What about you?
Alter Ego.
No way.
That's cap. What is that?
It's Octa.
Oh, man.
Is that a rare one?
I don't know.
Wait, let's open Gani's
Can
one.
be.
Luke!
There's a lot of Lukes.
And the last one.
That's Annabelle.
It's Ryota.
Wow.
Oh.
Man, I'm getting so many
This
Lukes.
like, oh wait,
I'm
let's
keeping
check.
all the Lukes. We have three Lukes.
Oh, okay. This is the tier B. Octa.
Oh man, we've been unlucky. What about this? What is this?
I think this is the common one.
Oh man, yeah, it
At
is.
least I think so,
It's
yeah.
tier C. Oh dude, we've been very unlucky.
C for cool.
Man, guys, we have not gotten a single good one.
We haven't got the
outstanding.
premium tier one.
We got one outstanding
Yeah.
one, I guess. That's a tier A. But where is the tier premium? I want super premium.
I want some autograph, man. You know
I
what you
can't
do?
even get my autographs because like they're not even here anymore.
Saan dyan si Ryota?
My goats. I can't even get his autograph anymore.
There's the cards that already has a built-in autograph though. But
Wait, really?
yeah, you know what they should do? They should do a cutout of the jersey that they've worn before and put it here. That's how they do it in sports cards.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
And it's
I have-
more historic, right? Imagine like, oh, game worn finals, you know, MPL season 14. How much does that sell?
I don't know flex, but I got Kelra's upper bracket finals win in M6 jerseys.
Oh, you should donate that
No,
Nah.
for the
you wouldn't do
cause,
it.
for the love of the game.
keeping it for myself.
Wow.
Thank you,
Maybe
Kelra.
he'll do it for a huge amount of money though.
How much we talking?
Right? See? Yeah.
If you guys wanna, do business, contact me. You can find me everywhere. Contact me if you want to do business. Kelra Ward, upper bracket finals, M6 shirt. That's jersey. That's pretty crazy.
There you go. There you go. Oh!
What you gonna get? What you gonna get?
Let's go. Let's see it.
Hit.
Hey,
One. Hey, Ron Shaky!
Oh, but it's like the normal one, I think.
From the bench to the card.
Yeah, from the bench to the card
Ouch.
to Grim House.
Oh.
Yun yun.
Suns! Wow.
Suns.
Suns. All right. Please get a
Okay,
premium.
next one.
Please break our unlucky train.
Boom.
That's the team card. Wow.
Still ID.
Wow.
Everybody's getting liquid except you, Eterna.
Chive.
XP tier, by the way.
Of course you're gonna say that.
Witty!
Oh, I want that card though.
Oh,
And
man.
look at that post too.
Cold.
Oh man. She's an RQ fan. She trade, right? Do we have?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll take the Luke one, or maybe they'll take the Alter
Maybe,
Ego.
maybe.
Octa!
Octa!
XRQ.
Give him Octa.
XRQ, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a. I hope she'll want it.
Tagal.
I don't even know if you can find her in the crowd. Like, there's a lot of people.
That's true. This is the first time that we've seen the Velodrome packed up until in front of us.
No, we saw that last season 13. Oh,
No, I
this
mean,
season.
this
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because yes,
If it's RQ,
if
then
it's RQ, I think even
Always surprised. Like,
even
every season.
outside, it's packed. In the festival,
Oh, because you went there earlier.
yeah,
I
it's
wonder
packed.
what's the jersey ratio between RQ and their opponent.
9 to
Actually,
1.
Alter Ego.
9 to 1.
9 to 1.
9 to 1.
With Alter Ego too?
Wow. I mean, Alter Ego has a lot of fans and loyal ones too. I don't know how they do it, man. The branding must be amazing by Alter Ego.
Oh,
Oh,
guys,
Alter Ego takes
RQ.
first pick.
Yeah.
That's a change. But was it a necessary change?
What did you guys think about the drafts? Because
I like it. It was good. Like
the answer
they
would be there
just corrected everything that they, all the mistakes that they did that they went for in game number 1.
for Alter Ego.
Oh, for Alter Ego?
Yeah.
I actually like the composition too, up until the Moscow. But I feel like if they wanted to go with the Hayabusa, the Farsa, and what's Padang, like if they really wanted to play that trio mid, they have to get a stronger pick in the gold lane because they would
Tagal. Yeah. Sakto.
XP, I feel, with that composition, they would need to make it up.
Game number 3. Hindi ko pala nilagay yung winner ng game 2, no?
We're entering the drafting phase for game number 3. the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. Chip Jushin off the bat, banned out by Alter Ego. RRQ go for the Baxia and the Joy.
Wow.
That's been taken
Kung kailan
away
talaga
and
naglalaro na.
left open in the past 2 games.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of the Fredrin.
They're not, no. Mainly because the Joy is banned out, right? If you're afraid of the Fredrin, usually it means you want to go for the Joy. Like, you want to pick up Joy. That's why the Fredrin was banned out in game 1 by RRQ.
And to be fair, Rin has used the say Baxia Fredrin, but clearly one is better than the other. It's gonna be a Badang, so maybe they're signaling towards a Kalea pick for Dreams, the first phase, like the first pick.
Yeah.
Oh, he's open here.
You're right. The Loyi could be the choice, especially with the Baxia already taken out. Baxia, Joy, Chip already banned out. Badang is taken out. Yeah, I think the normal choice would be the Kalea ban right now for RRQ. And then it'll be kind of weird for Alter Ego because, yeah, the Loyi would be first pick if the Kalea gets left open. I think Alter Ego are just deciding between Kalea and Loyi right now. Like, if it's first pick, if it's left open. But what would RRQ even ban right now? Like, yeah, probably just the Loyi, right? Or Kalea, yeah, there you go.
I like that better.
Kalea ban and then the Loyi here for Alter Ego, I believe.
Or do they want to go something like a Farsa first over the Luoyi?
I think Loyi is...
Haya ulit.
Wow.
I mean, you know, it's a good answer towards the Luoyi and the Farsa, but from what we looked in the first 2 games, it didn't work.
Yeah. RRQ, I think the safe choice would be to go for the Loyi themselves, and then there's no Badang. Oh. There's no Badang. They go for the Granger. Okay. Granger. And they don't go Loyi.
Gatot, what?
Again. The Flex Gatot. Again, not a big fan of that, but I understand the Gatot is a way usually to deal with the Granger from Alter Ego. I think it should still be the Farsa again, right? Like, there's nothing that's stopping it. This is like the composition that they did well up against in game 1. A Granger and a Gatot started the draft.
It outranges the Granger too. I think that's a big thing that they need to consider. But they go for a Nino pick first. Obvious.
Yeah. Should be Farsa. Play with that trio mid, up top in the XP as well. Right? And then for RRQ, they probably are going to... that's a good Phobius pick to deny the Ling. Yeah, I was expecting the Ling as well, maybe to go up against the Hayabusa for RRQ and last pick of Red. And the Phobius finds a lot of value when he is up against the Ling, especially in the early game.
Uy, napick na si Kimi. Kanina pa nababan yan.
RRQ, even more reason to go for the Ling now, right? You get a lot of value up against the Haya and the Kimi. It's just the Phobias that you have to deal with later. But you already have a Gatot Kacha technically to deal with it. So if I were RRQ, I would really think about the Ling. If they want to save it to the second phase because it hasn't been banned out, they go Farsa here, right?
Yeah, because so far the picks for Sutsujin is very, very limited unless, as Keskut said, they want to bring out that 60% of playoffs, maybe especially for Sutsujin. But do they want to go actually for a Farsa here?
Yep,
they do.
There you go.
Not a Ling just yet.
Nope.
And for Alter Ego, they can technically flex this Kimi towards the gold lane, even though it's not really a thing anymore, I think. Especially the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Now it should be the Irithel ban, I think, right?
For Alter Ego?
For RRQ.
Yeah.
Like RRQ ban Irithel.
I'm RRQ, yeah.
Maybe the Irithel plus Moskov too, because this would be...
Yeah.
Oh, that might be too greedy though when you already have the Kimi. So yeah, Harith is a better choice, yeah. Harith and Irithel would be the better choice. Just take away the ready-to-fight mid-game heroes over the Moskov, Alter Ego.
Still shut down Sutsujin.
We'll go for the shutdown on Sutsujin, but remember, I don't think they should be concerned about the Fredrin. I think they should be concerned about the Ling. They have a Kimi and Haya. The Ling is still really good. Yes, all RRQ will have a lot of damage, maybe a kind of a greedy composition if they still go for Ling with the Farsa and Granger, but it works. Because Alter Ego need a lot of resources too with the Kimi and Haya, and possibly still a gold laner that we have yet to see. It wouldn't be too crazy if RRQ ban out the Selena too, right, by the way? Because the Selena could still walk up as the Kimi goes gold.
Yeah, Selena, for Hijime, 5 picks, it's actually pretty
decent.
High compared to the other mid laner, but the numbers for the win rate is not really that great, 40%. And as you predicted, it's gonna be an Irithel. I wonder if Alter Ego wants to ban instead of a Ling or just kind of. Oh, I was gonna say Lucas might be an option, but Glue. Just to secure a matchup for Mr. Tyron 2.
Wow. That should mean that they're not going to go Ling, because we were talking about Greed. That's a lot more resources they need. But if they're really just banking on winning out in the early game, then I'd still say sure, Ling. It's really good against Kimi, really good against Hayabusa, and the CC is actually a really good pick against the Phobius. So remember how we were talking about the Phobius being a pick to deny the Ling? If you have CC shutting down the Phobius in lane, the Ling should technically be enabled to go for the Kimi and the fights in the turtle early. Alter Ego need a bit more prio in their composition. I don't know what will get them enough prio at this point. Oh, that is not prio.
Oh man, I actually thought about the Khalid, but
Against this, do you think it's good?
for like, I like to be invasive, especially towards the backliners. Against the Farsa, against the Granger, it makes them a bit more afraid to show up in the map in the early game, but again, it's a, yes, it's like a Tot and a CC. That's where the problem, the main problem comes. And this is also another problem in Lucas.
Okay.
Because seeing the CC, I understand the sentiment that you were explaining earlier on, but they would have to go for more utility in the jungle, no?
Yeah, a bit more
Balance it
utility.
out. All right, so there it is. The signature Lucas pick-in for Sutsujin here in their third game for RRQ. They're 1-1 right now. Will RRQ be able to go match point, or will Alter Ego get to that point first? Ladies and gentlemen, let's throw it over to our casters.
Thank you, panelists. And we are en route to game number 3. And what has been a nail-biting series. They're both equal, 1-1. Who will break the deadlock and confirm match point? It is game number 3 of RRQ Hoshi against Alter Ego.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you to the land of dawn. And you're right, realize who will bring this home and take that match point first. Alter Ego this time around, though, will be on the blue side, so let's see what they will bring to the table.
Interesting draft, obviously. There has been talks about the Ling by the panelists, but the Khalid ended up showing for Alter Ego alongside the Claude. The Claude makes sense because you kind of want to have a dive towards the backline, especially the Farsa. The Khalid facilitates that as well. But I think the Khalid is even more better against the Granger. You just jump into the Granger, and the Granger cannot really, gap close against you, especially with the low mobility. But Edok,
Very low, still able to get out though. Revitalized pop, that's info, and that's gonna be Rin jumping towards the mid. Doesn't really find the right connection there with the quad shadow, so he does not pursue more. Oh, okay. No first blood in the first minute.
still
Oo nga.
is holding on to that safer option. The Claude against the Granger. Oh no!
Oh no, perfectly timed flicker though. Toy has to recall. Sutsujin now, level 3 still, is able to force Hijime to pop this flicker.
Wow.
That's gonna be the recovery though. Reinforcements. Dreams claims a first blood.
No level 4 for the Lucas for Sutsujin. So no Sacred Beast form.
Grabe naman. Ito yung game talaga naglalag.
But Dyron
Why?
will be okay. Let's talk about the lane. Dyron against Nino. That's a flicker from Arfi. A bit far, but back to the emblems we go. Brave Smite for both XP laners for more sustainability. Obviously, they want to fight it out because on paper, the Fulvius kind of struggles against the CC. Because the CC has so much mobility and the damage as well. Just burst, chip down the Fulvius. But as of now, total secured by Rin. They want to go for a brawl again.
That's gonna be the Raging Sandstorm. Revitalized pots, ladies and gentlemen. It goes down. Green's very low. It's gonna be a roamer for now as Nino will be next. That's a 2 for 1. But Alter Ego, for the first time in the series, they got the first turtle in the game.
Yeah, RRQ retaliate. Rins!
Oh, umabot.
Bursting Hijime down. The
snipe.
ignition doing work, baby.
The snipe from And now
Bebe.
it's RRQ
Bag.
containing that pressure again. Alter Ego are on the move. They want to look for that pickoff. They want to look for the skirmishes because the Khalid is super strong early on. Again, Chefin mentioned with the Khalid, you can kind of jump into the backline. You would like to be in the backline, especially against a Farsa. The Granger as well kind of is heavily immobilized once you have the Raging Sandstorm onto him. Sure, he has the Rondo, but it's kind of a short dash, and now Dyron is going to be able to run back. Traction pulse though.
Hunters 1, 3v1. That's not a good number for a Tyron. Punished. And RQ, no compensation so far.
That's a good kill because you really want to give that winning lane to Nino, but again, the CC makes things hard. Blind Feather Airstrike placing duet.
Just to clear the wave. Nothing too crazy just yet here as RFE needs that item, those items to be a factor. And yeah, it seems like tempo gone down. Gold still very, very low on the gap.
Yeah, Bloodwing's first purchase for Rins because he knows he needs to be much more defensive. He needs to be able to distance himself, and that extra shielding will help on, I think, initiations early on against the Khalid. But Dyron again, Vengeance popped.
AOG will connect on choice 1. Oh my goodness, the Raging Sandstorm will not connect because of the immunity. Nino goes down this time alongside Dreams. RRQ, they have adjusted from the earlier setup and now they move on towards the turtle.
Again, fist by fist. This time they take the neutral objective. Edok even invading deep into Rene's territory. But as of now, he's content with leaving that B. They get the turtle as well. So RRQ stabilize everything. They even are able to swing the gold lead on towards themselves. Audience prediction so far, yet again favoring the Kingdom. With 78%, Traction Pulse flickered away. So Rins has no spell. Edok might be too deep.
Oh my goodness, Feather Airstrike. Rin jumps in towards the back. 3 members is there to cover. Just a mage, right? And that's gonna be Rin taken down. Miscalculation perhaps.
It's hard for the Hayabusa to get that burst early on because Setsujin, he's a fighter, yes, but he's relatively tanky against the Hayabusa, right? And then you have Edok as the Gatot Kacha. Rin still lacking an item as well, only the Hunter Strike completed. And it's Setsujin rushing that War Axe after the Hunter Strike. Toy has the Sky Piercer ready, so expect more presence from the Granger to participate in the team fights. He's able to do just that and maximize that stack from the Sky Piercer. Arfi up top, he's still...
Talaga.
And now it's RRQ containing that pressure again. Alter Ego are on the move. They want to look for that pickoff. They want to look for the skirmishes because the Khalid is super strong early on. Again, Chefin mentioned with the Khalid, you can kind of jump into the backline. You would like to be in the backline, especially against a Farsa. The Granger as well kind of is heavily immobilized once you have the Raging Sandstorm onto him. Sure, he has the Rondo, but it's kind of a short dash, and now Dyron is going to be able to run back. Traction pulse though.
Hunters 1, 3v1. That's not a good number for a Tyron. Punished. And RQ, no compensation so far.
That's a good kill because you really want to give that winning lane to Nino, but again, the CC makes things hard. Blind Feather Airstrike placing duet.
Just to clear the wave. Nothing too crazy just yet here as RFE needs that item, those items to be a factor. And yeah, it seems like tempo gone down. Gold still very, very low on the gap.
Yeah, Bloodwing's first purchase for Rins because he knows he needs to be much more defensive. He needs to be able to distance himself, and that extra shielding will help on, I think, initiations early on against the Khalid. But Dyron again, Vengeance popped.
AOG will connect on choice 1. Oh my goodness, the Raging Sandstorm will not connect because of the immunity. Nino goes down this time alongside Dreams. RRQ, they have adjusted from
Pa-expire na yung data ko, kaya nga.
Again,
Sorry.
this time they take the neutral objective. Edok even invading deep into Rene's territory. But as of now, he's content with leaving that B. They get the turtle as well. So RRQ stabilize everything. They even are able to swing the gold lead on towards themselves. Audience prediction so far, yet again, favoring the Kingdom. With 78%, Traction Pulse flickered away. So Rins has no spell. Edok might be too deep.
Oh my goodness, feather airstrike. Rin jumps in towards the back. 3 members is there to cover. Just a major, right? And that's going to be Rin taken down. Miscalculation, perhaps.
It's hard for the Hayabusa to get that burst early on because Setsujin, he's a fighter, yes, but he's relatively tanky against the Hayabusa, right? And then you have Edok as the Gatot Kacha. Rin still lacking an item as well, only the Hunter Strike completed. And it's Setsujin rushing that War Axe after the Hunter Strike. Toy has the Sky Piercer ready, so expect more presence from the Granger to participate in the team fights. He's able to do just that and maximize that stack from the Sky Piercer. Arfi up top, he's still not a force to be reckoned with, right? He's still just there chilling because no items can make this Claude good enough in the early game. He needs 2 or 3 items to then go online. But we can see that a threat is there for RRQ.
Definitely. 2,000 gold lead already established, which, what, that's 2 minutes ago? It was just a couple of hundred. And yeah, RRQ entering the mid-game seems like they are the more stable team. Let's see Alter Ego doing something here. AOG defensive lead. Very well there. Get out of that threat.
Another plus point of the Gatot Kacha, right? You can kind of commit into a skirmish. You can kind of throw away your body, but you have the AOG to safely land back to a safer spot, to a better place. For RRQ now, it's all about just waiting for the timers to pop. I mean, Rin's 3 kills, already pretty heavy in terms of the damage. Now it's just up to them enabling Toy. But RRQ, they want to play with the turtle. Nino is close by. Hijume might get caught.
Uh-oh, gotta be careful. Hijume flickers out. Setsujin finds a fireball to take him down. That's gonna be dreamed isolated and taken down. Setsujin claims the double. Alter Ego fights with 3 as the turtle, the last one, is still up.
That's the Biju Dama right there. A tail beast bomb from Naruto. And now RRQ. They want to siege on the turret. Oh!
3-man knockup, will it be enough? Arfi, no damage whatsoever, and he will be bursted down. AOG landing on towards no one as Alter Ego. They have defended their mid, but they lost Arfi in the process.
He went for that blazing duet, but again, like we discussed, no damage whatsoever. Edok is gonna be fine. Still tanky enough, but hey, Dreams!
Oh no. Flicker's out of danger. Rin actually stole the turtle, but he will be traded back. Edok gets taken out, so that's a roll for a jungler, but RRQ, they have secured their own turtle.
RRQ with a marginal lead. 3.6k, even 3.7k now. They will try to secure topside push, and now it's Arfi only looking to farm up. I think Alter Ego are trying to force the fights way too much. Arfi isn't even online yet. They can only play with the Kimi plus the Hayabusa. But then again, the Hayabusa doesn't seem to have that damage needed to burst down. Oh, Dreams. Sandstorm defensively, but Shadow Kill.
Oh, no threat whatsoever with that Shadow Kill. Setsujin move forward and
from above.
That retribution very clutch. Setsujin got it. He is, though, 2 levels above Rin.
Absolute blunder there from the Lucas Setsujin. And so far, item check. 3 items for Toy. And RFE only has the Golden Staff plus the DHS. So defensive items yet, but now
out of position. Rin again. 3 times already punished. And yeah, that will build the tempo for the Kings of Kings to perhaps secure game 3.
Rin has been totally shut down in this game. We haven't really seen the Hayabusa able to exert pressure. It feels like RRQ are just playing it carefree. And Amino might be next on the blacklist.
Nasty damage already coming from Toy. Turret, bottom side, inner, will fall. Oh my goodness!
What?
That's the solo from Rins!
Ay, nakamute pala ako.
Rins over
Tumipi.
Rins. Just waiting for that bush. On that bush, and Arfi, no chance that he survives that.
It's hard. I know for a fact RFE really wanted to shove that wave up top. But ultra are weak at this point, and the far side 6-0. Traction pulse onto Edok. AOG defensively again. So they wouldn't really go for Edok because Edok can just run back. Nino now stuck in no man's land.
Oh, different story. Edok has the AOG, but Nino does not. And RRQ, they will be able to punish that. As 10 minutes in, so far it's a stop.
I'm trying to probe onto possible winning conditions for Alter Ego. I think it was always the dive, the pushback they have, you know, just jumping onto the faces of RRQ. But it feels like as of now, it's all tamed down. The Hayabusa ain't doing damage. I mean, the Claude recently was able to achieve that Trinity. But RRQ has grown stronger by the minute. It's hard to penetrate them. They're impervious at this point. And Rins is just a menace with this Farsa. So what do they do now? Do they look for a momentum? Maybe a misplay from RRQ and then turn things around? But as of now, I think RRQ are playing this flawlessly.
Yeah, it's
near to perfection.
The tight formation from RRQ makes it so hard for Alter Ego to find an opening. Real world, just feather airstrike, right? Yep. That's already zoning, what, 2-3 members of Alter Ego, and that will be enough. RRQ, they don't need to force it.
I think Alter Ego could play around that traction pulse. I mean, it's always a utility tool for the Kimi, but again, that question that has to be answered is who bursts down? Who can burst down the players of RRQ? And even Rin against Dyren 1v1. AOG on top!
Oh no, no shadow whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, 0-4-3 from Rin.
Ay, Shuriken's broken. Jutsu's gone. No chakra for Rin, and now they siege.
Raging Sandstorm will not do anything.
Arfi!
Sutsujin though, finding an opening. Winner round. Oh my goodness, he survives that.
Grabe naman to.
Now it's gonna be Dream, Tijo and Nino defending. Vengeance pawned by Darren. That's a pull, great taunt, but Nino will not survive.
Grabe naman, nakakaiyak.
Toy
Delay na nga ito eh.
Toy is
Tapos na yung game.
Ego. Again, he has that range.
Panoorin muna natin. Ayaw pa din. Oh, MV.
Even under pressure, shadow kill.
Pasensya na mga ante.
By the second, they are looking even stronger, and for Alter Ego, it's looking
Tapusin na lang natin game, tas ayaw yata.
kind of sad. They were
Ayaw
able to
patapusin yung
present
game.
a very, very competitive game number 1, but now, when it comes to where it matters the most, Alter Ego,
Na-late na nga ito eh.
they can't really deliver.
Ba't ganon? Ayaw talaga. Idudulo ko na.
With a truncheon purchase previously as a splash damage. Now look at that poke coming in from RRQ. Sutsujin
Nakakainis naman.
could be dead.
Huge knock up there from the Lord, but Sutsujin recovers. That's gonna be Dyren popping the Vengeance. Oh my goodness!
Hindi naman nagpa-play.
Arfi taken down again! And ladies and gentlemen, Rin finally finds the kill, but immediately traded back, and Nino will be isolated. 4 members down and out. That's gonna be RRQ.
Ano ko na, i-refresh ko na guys. Tapos na yung game eh.
Pushing for the base.
It's just Hijume.
Azar! Wala, bigla na lang natapos yung game. Ay, diba? Pala na full screen. Sorry.
For quite a while in MPL Indonesia is the fact that you
Sorry.
if you want to play a Khalid role, you gotta win the early game. You gotta somehow make it that the
Ayaw na niya mag-play eh. Kailangan na i-date this.
But when you lose out on a trade
Pinapatapos ko lang yung
against a
game.
far side the mid game, that is just that sentence.
Di ba bigla natapos yung game? Panalo ang ano. Hurricane.
He flicked so early on that
Ay, nakakais naman.
The bravado, the gal on this guy. But this guy,
Ayaw na yata pag-streaming ng ano, gabi.
Ren, oh man.
to farm, to quad shadow to farm in the later stage of the game is unacceptable. I agree with you. This pick here, if you
720
this pick
kaya.
here, if you
Malabo pag
pre-play this
720.
clip, Rin was dead before this team fight happened, and then a few of the shots here, Hijume getting sniped down by, oh, it was Nino who got, wait, was it
Sorry,
Hijume? No, it was
guys.
Nino who got sniped down by Toy. But yeah, Rin, you really shouldn't be quad shadowing in enemy territory. Technically, your jungle is enemy territory when you're left with your own base turret. Amateurish movements from Rin. And again, it's the rank playstyle, right? When you're ahead, you do wonders. When you're behind, it's just very difficult. You get desperate plays. You keep on amazing Kingdom atmosphere, by the way. This was a big concern for me for Alter Ego because of the two rookies. How would they handle the crowd, the atmosphere of this scale?
It's hard. You can only hope that you're not gonna feel the jitters. The weird part is, this is Rin we're talking about. This is a guy that, you know, we know him for the assassin, but in this playoff, you can say he's a Boxia merchant. The lane, it didn't work. 0-7-0, probably one of the worst jungler game this season. And he won in Boxia and only Boxia. And when it got banned out, then what do? You want to shift it to Frederick? Because it didn't work either in the regular season.
It's tough. I agree. It just really is tough at this point. But I gotta give props to RRQ. You know, we can stand here and complain about Alter Ego, about, you know, their inconsistent draft, about the composition that really just doesn't synergize together. But we can also just say that RRQ completely outdrafted them. The bans again to the second phase as well to force RP to go for Claude, right? It was, I believe, Irithel and Harith. The picks that I believe should have been shown a bit earlier from Alter Ego. I wonder why they're not giving RP the Harith. It almost seems like they've lost trust in RP's Harith completely, and now they're putting RP in tough situations. And the time pick was great in game 1, but mainly because they already had such a strong trio mid that could carry in the early game to a point where the Natan will be relevant. Here they try to do it again, but with a pretty significantly weaker mid laner against what RQ had. The far side. Let's take a look at the itemization here. Bloodwing's first item is the glowing one. At this point, I think the Lightning Truncheon early could have been built by Ritz, and he should have still been able to walk away with it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this is just, overall, it's pretty standard. Maybe we can point out the fact that Hijume got a Wind of Nature quite early, and questionable Sky Piercer. Yes, maybe he tried to win the early game, but you really want to go for a Sky Piercer? I think at that point, they were already losing. So chances are it's not going to work. He's not going to be able to execute these guys in the front lines. And traction pulls barely deals any damage. You got engaged on, but pretty much all 5 guys of RRQ, especially Rince, putting a bounty on his head. Complete domination in the mid lane.
Oh. Yeah. I'm just confused again looking at it. The Lucas pick was also just really good after the CC. Like, get that winning lane. It was already agreed composition with the CC. I thought it was going to be Link still because it just looked like such a better early game draft that they could pull off the Link. And it would be more of a shutdown to the Kimmy. But hey, if you need a bit more utility, the Lucas fits in perfectly. And it is a hero that we have seen Sutsujin play to very, with a very good performance in the regular season.
Yeah, for the Lucas, it was always Albert and Sutsujin. Right, so we finally get to see that once again. So that was pretty cool. And as you guys were talking, as you know, the casters were also casting the Kingdom and their energy. I still can't get over it. I want to get a little, you know, sneak peek as to how things are going with Alyssa over there to see a little bit more of what's going on in the situation right now.
Mag-time ulit tayo.
Hai, kembali lagi bersama Alisa melaporkan langsung dari MPL Festival di Jakarta International Velodrome. Hari ini Alisa melihat suasananya begitu ramai.
A match point na ang
hanya para super
RRQ.
pada nempel-nempelin wish mereka di Wish Mall ini. Ya kita bakal culik kali ya salah satu dari super fans di sini untuk kita ajak ngobrol kali ya. Boleh kali ya, nih ada yang di belakang Alisa. Permisi, halo. Boleh kesini, aku culik bentar nih. Namanya siapa nih kakak?
Rofik.
Kak Taufik, kamu super fans dari apa nih?
RRQ dong, masa
kelihatan ya, udah Kingdom abis nih ya. Gimana nih kamu di MPL Festival udah dari tadi pagi, tadi siang apa gimana?
Dari tadi siang.
Dari tadi siang ya. Nah, dari tadi siang kamu udah di sini melihat suasananya seperti apa nih?
Sumpah, ini meriah banget, ramai banget dan sumpah bikin excited banget sih.
Bikin excited banget ya. Tapi kamu sendiri siapa sih memprediksi yang bakal dua tim menjadi perwakilan Indonesia di MSC?
RRQ sama Onyx sih.
RRQ sama Onyx. Wah, RRQ obviously kamu Kingdom. Kalau Onyx kenapa nih?
Karena mereka dari tiap season itu improve terus dan konsisten sih.
Improve dan konsisten ya. Apalagi hari ini juga Onyx berhasil menang ya atas match tadi ya. Dan kamu sendiri mau nulis wish apa nih?
Wishnya RRQ go to MSC.
Kasih lihat dong. Keren banget dan semoga beruntung ya RRQ bisa lanjut ke MSC. Thank you so much Taufik. Enjoy MPL Festival dan jangan lupa teman-teman semua aku tunggu kehadiran kalian di MPL Festival karena ada berbagai keseruan yang pastinya gratis dan langsung aja datang. See you di MPL Festival.
Thank you so much, Alyssa, for that quick update over at the MPL Festival where there is a wish wall. So you guys can actually come over, write down your wish, put it on the wall. Well, that's what a wish wall is essentially.
Wow.
But it's pretty cool. And she also mentioned how packed it is up front. And
You know what's proven to work?
You know what else is cool?
Go ahead, guys.
That's your job.
What do you mean?
It's
What
your
is my
job.
job?
To market this.
Yeah, I was getting to that, but yeah, I was about to say, you know, you guys are, for those of you guys at the MPL Festival, obviously if you're there, the
Wala
entire
kayong
day, it can be a little bit hot,
Chika.
but how do you remain cool? And that is Head and Shoulders.
I prefer the lemon one, honestly. Yeah,
Okay.
menthol version definitely helps with the cool in, but I prefer to stay fresh, you know, have that cool lemon scent that Chefin actually hates.
Both are great, you know. Both are refreshing. Both
Ah,
no, one is better than the other. I think this
grabe naman tong ano,
you know,
sabihin.
Oh, I like the lemon.
Ay,
So whichever kind of guy or gal you guys are, you have two flavors there that you can, you know, explore around. 100% itchy, wet dandruff, yuck. It gets 100% wiped out with Head and Shoulders. But also, on that note, we do want to remind you, Kyla Food is at a discount of 50%, so you guys can actually scan the QR code to, you know, check that out because holy crap, it's so good.
It actually is. We bought them just now.
We actually did, you know, this, well, we actually bought the baso achi, right? It was
Well,
a block.
you know, it's in their stands, but
That's true.
it kind of counts, right? It's so good, especially when you put in a bit of a sambal there. Just a touch of sambal. Midnight put it too much, and right now he is still in the toilet for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to fix the problem.
Late night cravings, lazy days when you can't be bothered to
Midnight
cook.
cravings.
Midnight cravings, emergency hunger situations. All here. This is your solution.
That's
This
it.
instant black absolutely slaps. Eterna, do you know what is a block?
chika, chika.
Believe it or not, this guy does not know what is a block is.
Hirap chumika pag walang kausap.
But the Ultra,
I thought it was just a term for
Ah,
OnlyFans.
Have you actually tried a real subblock?
No, why are OnlyFans called subblock? What does that?
I don't even know.
because honestly, the reason why is because generally women like subblock.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Do you like subblock?
I don't.
So the thing is,
You're not a
yeah, usually college students and uni students, they are really into spicy food and late night cravings. It's all solved with the subblock. It's so easy to make. Well, not really. You know, it's pretty much a lot of MSGs, a touch of salt, and the ingredients are pretty cheap too. And by the way,
yeah.
we're actually promoting Kyla food, not just a block.
Yeah, talking about Kila food because you know women at a certain time of the month sometimes they like to crave spicy food. That's where the subblock comes in.
Oh,
Right?
I've heard of this time of the month.
That's very sexist, Rush.
A rush?
Gani?
That does not. Who am I? I realize.
Yeah. Because we're both Jawa.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we're both Jawa.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're Javanese, both?
Who and who?
Realize.
Oh, realize.
Are you Javanese?
A little.
What do you mean a little?
I have mixtures.
Doesn't count. Mixtures.
Yeah.
That's an
So
interesting
you don't
way to
you
put
don't
it.
you don't count half.
Technically, yes. I'm a Javanese and Sundanese. A touch like a sprinkle. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, a sprinkle of Netherlands, believe it or not. Dutch. And also like 10% Arabic.
What did Van Sheffen?
Huh?
Chichika. Walang chumichika.
Can you name 3 Dutch players without a fan in his name?
With a van?
Without a fan.
Without a van. Cody Gakpo. I can. Why am I thinking about this? De Ligt. And then, hold up. I know this one. Give me a sec here. Why am I. Xavi Simmons.
Okay.
That was pretty fast.
That was actually pretty slow. I should have more. There are a lot on my team.
It's harder than you thought.
I can go for more.
Sure.
Just need a little bit more time.
Yeah.
But do Alter Ego
Ay,
have time?
sorry.
I mean, they have quite a bit of time to figure out what's wrong here, but will they solve it? I think that's the main question.
Yeah.
And I think the answer for me right now is no.
I think they have time, but I don't think they have.
Enough time?
I don't think they have the strats really. I mean, at this point, like against BTR yesterday, it really felt like BTR were the ones to outthink themselves and to out-strategize themselves.
Yeah.
Here for RQ, they are really just keeping it simple. After trying to change things, after trying to play a different game in game number 1, they've gone back to their roots, gone back to how they've won in the regular season, gone back to 40%.
So speaking of like going back, technically Alter Ego yesterday won with a completely different kind of formation, right? Rin on more utility, tank, and Nino more on damage. But today, it's a completely different look for Alter Ego. We're looking at the Alter Ego that we usually and commonly see in the regular season. Do you think that's an avenue that Alter Ego can explore today?
So the thing is, the only thing that they've tried with the utility jungler is Baksha. It's proven to work. The Fredrin does not. So that's the only thing that can allow them to play Nino on a damage jungler.
Damage XP?
Yeah, damage EXP. So maybe if you want to go crazy, because this is time to go crazy. This is a match elimination point for Alter Ego. Maybe just bring out something like, what else is there, Rico? Like what's other utility jungler that...
Baxia again.
It's banned out.
Technically, Alter Ego were the ones to ban it out 2 out of 3.
Oh, wait, by the way.
Oh, what's this? Who's the better Farsa user? You guys can actually vote. Type the player's name right now in the live chat to pick between Rins and Hijume.
You wanna ask
Because
me?
obviously, other than the Baxia pick, the contested pick that has been a common trend, especially in this match, is the Farsa. Okay, here it goes.
Or Reno. Was his Farsa not clean yesterday? Come on, guys. Come on.
Wow.
When he got his hands on Farsa. And then they were like, nah, never mind. You know, you're too good on the Farsa. We want to lose here.
As clean as their hotel rooms right now.
Oh, that is
To be fair,
so harsh.
they didn't even get hotel room.
Oh, okay.
So
Exactly, it's non-existent, like their playoff run.
I could say the same thing about you, lady.
Hey, I made peace
Lady!
with it. It doesn't bother me. You can't hurt me.
One
Yeah.
season wonder.
Can't hurt
At
me.
least you got something.
That's true. I don't. What's your SPS first runner-up? What's your MDL? Right? What color is your MDL? And Alter Ego don't have an MPL. Oh, they have an MPL trophy actually. Never mind.
Can you
Yeah, just
technically
now.
claim the women's trophy?
There are
Late na naman
levels
ba?
to how petty and how desperate. I am not Donnie level of desperate yet.
Are you? Wow.
Yes.
I want to say something, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
I know you guys don't got the cojones to do it, so.
I bet you guys are talking about first pick, second pick, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Exactly,
sure.
exactly. Oh, it's so cute!
Oh, is that the Velociraptor?
That's a Velociraptor!
I've never seen that variant before. She's Hyper Velociraptor.
That's cool, that's cool.
Why is it Velociraptor? Why not Stegosaurus or like
It's
Giganotosaurus?
velocity.
Velocity. I don't think you
Velociraptor.
do a Velocir.
Is that a TikTok trend?
Yep.
Yeah, velocity.
Ah.
This is a drafting phase.
Ah.
Yeah. Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. Ladies and gentlemen, this potentially could be the last chance for Alter Ego if they still want to make their way to the upper bracket finals. Will they be able to do that? It all depends here in the drafts. Alter Ego on blue side, RRQ on the red side. Chip, Jushin, Ranger banned out. RRQ though, take away the Baxia once again, and the Joy also gets eliminated.
Should be still Kalea.
Yeah, this is the reason we haven't been seeing the Baxia picked
Whoa!
up by Alter Ego. It's because
Banhaya na.
RRQ in first pick. Baxia Joy and the Haya, Kalea left open. I honestly feel like this should just be a Kalea pick for Alter Ego. Oh, this is going to be a full jungle ban. They are playing into what they think is tilt. Rin tilted in that game is what RRQ think, and now they're shutting him down.
So, like, what other options is there for Rin? He played the Lancelot, he played the Ling. Let's see the hero pool in the
Suyo.
this season.
That's it. Joy, Suyo, Lucas, Haya, and Ling. That's it.
That's Sutsujin. For Rin.
Oh, Joy, Hanzo, Haya, Ling, Suyo, Fredrin, Lance, Leomord, Baxia, Export.
You don't have to mention all of it.
Yeah, because
Damn.
some of the picks are okay. Kalea first pick for Alter Ego. Already RRQ. No Granger this time around. The Badang is left open. I think the Badang should just be picked up here together with the Farsa. Right? It's been of crazy prio right now. I don't see any other pick. They can just go Lucas last pick as well, and then they can flex, or they can utilize the gold lane pick later.
Oh.
They actually want to go for the Harith first. So Harith Badang, right?
What? They really like the Gatot,
They
man.
really do.
I don't understand. Like, yes, the flex is there, but so is Badang, and it's a better matchup technically against the Kalea. Maybe you can get away with the AOG. That's the idea when you get, you know, jumped on. And Badang is technically a bit less tanky than a Gatot.
So Badang Farsa for Alter Ego? You need a Farsa against a Harith, right?
Yeah, outranges it.
First. But do you still take away the Badang is my question now. Or do you want to just go Phobius and try to win out early?
I think it's going to be a Phobius.
Okay.
If we're talking about Nino's hero pool, and the fact that Keskut banned it, I believe, in what are the first two games? In the first phase, kind of
Uy,
signals
Louie
that,
nakuha na.
it is that prio for Nino, and it's gonna be a Hijume Luoyi.
What's the win rate
On
for
Luoyi?
Hijume on Luoyi?
75% in 4 matches, so it's pretty good.
Pretty okay.
And it's an early game pick that really now is good with the Phobius and Kalea. So it's already a better early game comp.
The main question is, how do you complement this Luoyi pick with a proper jungler?
Exactly. The jungle is a big question.
Lucas should be the prime option, right?
I think RQ can be the ones to pick up Lucas here still.
Oh, that's actually a good shout.
Yeah, like they can go for the Lucas. Dealing with the Loyi is pretty solid. I think in the Philippines as well, when they're up against Chip, when they're up against Loyi, a lot of times we do see the Lucas because of the anti-CC, but they go for a strange choice. I thought maybe the Farsa would be the choice instead of the Yve or a Lucas. They go for the Yve instead, so Yve, Harith, and Gatot. They are fully banning out Rin. There you go.
And this, in a way, kind of does not favor Sutsujin too, right? He only played 5 junglers this season.
If Alter Ego don't ban the Lucas, RQ can still first pick it on red
So
side.
you're gonna ban it. Come on now. Come on.
Are you sure about that?
The NBTR, bro.
I don't know. They've been looking very... Yeah, there's a CC ban. The Badang is still up for grabs too, and it's Badang Gatot. So I'm not too sure if they actually want to ban out the Lucas here. Oh man, and it's so bad too, because Alter Ego have no way of picking up the Valentina, right? They already have every... There you go.
Oh, they can. Because Nino has Phobius.
Yeah, exactly. Phobius, Halea, Loyi, every Valentina possible. Like Flex is taken away. Alter Ego, if they ban Badang here, the Lucas is wide open for the taking. If they ban the Lucas, they play into a who's the jungler game.
For Rin?
For both. For Sutsujin and Rin.
Want to see a debut pick for Sutsujin.
Oh, Fredrin for
very
Sutsujin
likely.
maybe, right?
He hasn't played it, but, you know, it's in the same ballpark.
Yeah. Badang.
Wow.
Expected. Here's going to be the Lucas or Fredrin, I believe.
I mean, there should be no avenue to shut down Lucas anyway, right?
Yeah.
CC ban, no potential for Valentina.
Exactly.
If they do go for Lucas, Rin looking at the option that they've picked in the regular season, Suyo, I don't think it's really a good matchup against these three heroes. Leomord, if you want to reach?
Oh, Lucas, I think is a better version of Leomord, right?
Is export not an option?
I don't
Or
think so.
RQ?
Or alter ego?
You have Yif on the other side.
Right.
They go Hilda first. They are forcing Alter Ego to make the decision first.
I mean, if it's
Nakakainis.
it's all fight and daddy for Vince.
Yeah.
Lag. Nako po.
So what's the choice now for alter ego?
Lucas, Fred,
Refresh lang, guys. Why?
panic to the man of Lance,
Hindi ko mag-gets. Bakit naglalag?
Lancelot. They gotta go for an off-meta pick, and then the 1-1 here. Not a bad pick, honestly. The 1-1 up against a possible Lucas, Fred, Hilda, Yves.
Harith in the early game laning phase is okay, right?
Yeah, it's better for 1-1 against Fred. Yeah. Okay. So Lucas, Fred, Suyo.
Yeah, Lucas.
I don't even mind if the Hilda goes rogue.
Nah, it'll be XP.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's still good for them, I think.
So drafts, real quick.
It's a kind of a Hail Mary, and it's not a comfort pick. I think I got RQ winning this 3-1.
Even before the draft, I got the RQ. Now, this elevates it even more.
That was very quick. We're getting a little bit of a ability of late stage, early, mid stage. It looks like things are in favor of RQ. We're gonna throw it over to the casters. Once again, match point for RRQ, the Kings of Kings.
Is this the end of everything? Is this the end of Alter Ego in the upper brackets? We can still have the chance of the lower bracket, but RRQ, they're cementing their dominance. And this just might be it. Can Alter Ego force
Pino Winte.
game number 4?
Ano pa lang? Game 3 pa lang. 2-1 na ang score.
Alter Ego against RRQ Hoshi.
Potentially again the last game of the series, ladies and gentlemen. Will we see Alter Ego force a game 5, or perhaps, like Realize said here, will it end here? Confirming RRQ and Onyx meeting up in the final upper brackets. Let's enjoy and witness all together.
Excuse me, it's a game 4. My bad. My maths ain't the best, but you have to take a look at the draft before this, right?
Ayun nga no, 4 na pala. 3 din yata sinabi ko. Sorry.
That Rin is currently on full tilt mode. He wasn't being able to be given the chance to play the game. He was 0-3, 0-4 early on with the Hayabusa. He wasn't really giving the damage needed and was, I think, overzealous to a sense. And now he has to play the Lancelot, which I think still is one of his strongest picks, but he might just be gone.
Oh, my goodness, great read. And that's just a punish, a pure punish by Edok. Alongside Aaron, no Lancelot. Wow.
They've been bullying him since the get-go, since the start of the series. I feel bad for him, and now he's forced into a tough spot against the Lucas, against the Hilda, tanky members, the Gatot Kacha as well. And now it's Dreams with the Kalea moving forward, but Edok, again, the safety net is there with the AOG, which, by the way, he hasn't been able to acquire, but come level 4, he could be much more proactive, much more aggressive. And by the way, I picked up an interesting tip from R7, obviously, RRQ legend. He said that one of the ways he can deal with tank junglers, or tank meta right now, is to play the Lancelot, but semi-tank. So you go for the Endless Battle, and then you can go for the Sky Guardian Helmet. A lot of ways, but now it's a turtle fight.
Now that's going to be the taunt. Now it's going to be the QB form Sutsujin securing the turtle. And Nino, Dreams now caught. That's going to be Nino isolated, ladies and gentlemen. Again, almost a perfect start for RRQ. AOG lands on towards Rin.
Grabe.
Does it. Cherry on top for that early game.
Rin is just a peasant in the eyes of the kings, in the eyes of the kingdom. 0-2, minute 2. Come to minute 3, but oh my god, they're not giving Rin any space to farm, to fight, to get kills, to get online and snowball. With the Lancelot, you need to farm as much. You can join the fights later on when you're 2 items in. But as of now, RRQ, they have a target on Rin's head.
Definitely. 3 minutes in, 2,500 gold lead. That is significant. And you might see a solo by Rins.
Whoa.
No flicker, that's info, and Rins is just there to punish.
It's getting messy.
Lalahanan.
RRQ with the dream start. 3 minutes, 6 kills. And this is looking bleak for Alter Ego. And it's still the start of the game, so what do they do now? Backing on the 1-1, I feel like it's an option, but look at E-Dog is from the back.
Cheeky positioning. RQ committing 4 bodies in the top lane. Diversion caught. Spotted. Dreams and Hijume, after that diversion play, they instantly move back. So that's not a good sign. RQ, they are reading Alter Ego like a children's book.
Like a bedtime story. And you need to note that Hijume has access to
Last match na to. Oo.
there, but they need to get a collapse on RRQ. I mean, you can send the Lancelot maybe up top to get the split push going. But I think they picked up the Hilda to specifically just pull Rin out of his demise. Look at this!
Almost a solo by Dairin. Hijume Nino is ready to reinforce and perhaps look for counterplay, but Dairin is too tanky while Sutsujin is on the turtle. 6-0 still a flawless data on RRQ, and they add more on that neutral objective take.
Yeah, even Toy there. Chancing on Arfi, but E-Dog goes in. Arfi has to go back. Tsunami Slam.
On towards E-Dog, revitalized, committed. That's gonna be the first kill on the board for Alter Ego. Let's see what will they do more. Sisujin bombs to unleash the beast.
Oh, isa pa.
2 members down with the fireball. He gets the double. RRQ, they will continue more on the pressure.
Biju Dama. Arfi gonna be fine, I think, because Dreams is on the neighborhood. But look at the pressure that RRQ is able to exert. That's a broken top tier turret minute number 5. I know you have a Loyi, but what do you do when a Hilda comes running at you, just roaming around the map? Firstly, it was to shut down Rin. He's 1 and 3 now. But second, it's to collide alongside E-Dog to put even more pressure towards the top side to shut down Arfi. Dreams might look for a Tsunami Slam, but the Purify saves Rins.
Yeah, great timing on that Purify, and yeah, Rin's still untouched. Alter Ego looking for an opening, right? Looking for a Teray, but seems like RQ so disciplined. Dreams forced to use the flicker, and in the mid lane, Hijume caught. Mid turret falls, Alter Ego in shambles.
Alter Ego are disintegrating 1 by 1. RRQ, it feels like everything they do it correctly. Every move they make is a valuable move. And Alter Ego are pushed back. In the jungle, he's recalling for dear life.
They are ahead.
Recall na lang.
In 6 minutes, that's not too bad. Realize.
It's way too good. RRQ Tyrant. This is not a neighborhood. Don't make it yours. And now the turtle in the hands of RRQ. Obviously, Alter Ego, they don't really have a way into the pit. I mean, you can bank on a Rin, you know, Thorn Rose and Phantom Execution. That's it. And as of now, they have no means to really be able to enter that neutral objective contest. They'll even only relinquish it, and now it's up to the Lord to do the heavy lifting. Divine Glaive acquired by Rins. Tsunami Slam might be looked by Dreams.
On towards E-Dog though, not the priority, and that's gonna be the counter play by RRQ. AOG lands on towards Nino. He is fighting for dear life. Great cover by Hijume. That will relief off pressure, but that is still Dreams taken down.
You just can't shut Alter Ego, or rather RRQ down. They have tanky members, and Rins with the fall-off damage. It's Little Lucas just running ham.
My goodness, the damage will not be enough this time, but Hijume needs to recall.
Arfi.
Oh, crossbow of a tank, finds a connection and a shutdown. Important one, but Arfi is in
It's alive.
at a weird position. Great cover.
Atakas.
Rin from the back, looking for the counter play, diversion play under the bush, and that might be Hijume securing a kill onto its toy. That's gonna be 2 members down and out for RRQ, but that will be the Tsunami Slam connecting.
Wipe. Ay, hindi pala. Kala ko wipe lang.
And that's Rin finding the shutdown and the double.
RRQ biting more than they could chew. And that was 4 kills in an instance. The shutdown, the bounty acquired by RFE. That is something that might propel Alter Ego into a possible fight back, comeback.
Yeah.
Because it's 4 kills. And they even were able to get a turret up top, or rather in the mid lane, down bottom as well. Rin doing the work. And I think the 1-1, if you're able to at least just, you know, nurture the 1-1, protect it, I think they do have a solid chance because the 1-1 will hurt a lot. But come the late game, I feel like when RRQ will stack up on the immortalities in the winner crown, the 1-1 doesn't really have a chance. And look at Dyron just looking for the flank angle. The Hilda is just scary. AOJ!
Yep, on towards 1. That's going to be 1 member taken down. Arfi, the main damage dealers are down and out, ladies and gentlemen. Dreams now very low. RRQ, they're taking the driver's seat right back. Wow, I mean, a minute ago, you know, let's say minute 5, it was 5,000 gold lead for RRQ. Diminishes, but now RRQ, they have reclaimed their control. It's going to be Phobius and Rin now looking for an opening potentially, but yeah, Sutai, pretty lord for RRQ.
Alter Ego celebrations, put and hold, cut short quickly as RRQ again show why they have dominance in this game again. It's time and time. Diversion just to throw a curveball at RRQ. Now Alter Ego, at least Rin is able to have 3 items to his name. The Malefic Roar with the War Axe and the Hunter Strike. You have that spell vamp to give you sustainability. But Arfi, I don't want to do this, man.
Oh my goodness, that's a solo. Sutsujin,
Grabe.
intelligent play.
Solo.
And Arfi, yeah, nowhere to go. Rin now, looking perhaps to buy time here. Distract the multiple members. Let's see how Rin plays this out. Seems like not too long.
There's no playing it out. He's caught on the wrong side of the tracks. And Arfi, what was he doing pushing that
Pabili
far?
ng
There was no
talong
vision. Sutsujin wasn't even
sa
seeing
Grow a Garden.
as well. So he dies in vain. RRQ, they look for the siege. This turret might just be brittle.
Seems like mid turret here will be the main priority. RRQ, they will not force it. Alter Ego got the clear, and RRQ will back away, but they are still in the jungles of Alter Ego.
All the defense at least just pushes the wave back up top. Dreams acquires the fleeting time, but a concealed play to Sutsujin.
Oh, that's gonna be done. At least the beast. Oh, Tsunami Slam. Will there be enough damage? Oh, that's a crossbow, a tang. Sutsujin bought enough time for the reinforcements to come. That's gonna be Dyron though, taken down as well.
LG.
2 members, but Hujem will fall. Heat up now, trying to stand back for his team. It's 2 for 2, and that was the creative counterplay that Alter Ego needs to do more.
Now that is a way where Alter Ego can wiggle back into
Medyo
the
may
game,
design na yung side. Hindi ko pa nakikita eh. FK lang ako.
A possible backstab in the bush. Just hide there and look for a pickoff. Again, with the Kalea, it supplements your playstyle to go for a pickoff. And then you have the burst damage coming in from the Luo Yi, from the Lancelot as well, who is now fully equipped to fight, battle ready. So I guess if they keep on rinsing and repeating that, you know, flank type of play, flank play style, that set piece that they've been able to establish previously against Sutsujin, they do have a chance, I think. You know, brick by brick.
Yeah, let's see here. RRQ still a very comfortable economy lead here as we enter the late game. Diversion.
Oh no.
Towards the back, I believe.
Yeah. Just to save themselves. The reason why I was scared because I thought Arfi might be late to the diversion, and when they all were teleported, Arfi might just be left behind and abandoned. But as of now, it's Alter Ego just waiting for probably a blunder, just waiting for, again, a diversion play. But they can't keep forcing it because they have, for RRQ, they have so much members that could just tank out the damage, again, soak up so much of the burst that Alter Ego are looking for. Dyron is next to the chopping block.
AOG finds
Sakto
one.
naman.
Oh my goodness, Ito burst it
Kaya
down.
lang.
Uh-oh. Here comes trouble as Sisajin, despite the
Nawala siya.
angle, finds a right play.
Up, Lucas with the winner crown. The RWM will connect, but Sitsujin is down. Immortality popped, and he's gonna be
Bilis.
okay. And that's RRQ eyeing the Lord.
Crazy reaction there on the immortality buy. Last second.
Yeah.
And yeah, Sisujin survives, so this will be RRQ taking prio on the Lord.
Quick hands on Sitsujin. Diversion. Where are they going? What?
Oh my goodness!
Uy!
The Lord!
Surprise, surprise! Alter Ego will secure the Lord! RRQ though seems like they
Galing
will
din nun,
punish bodies as Reams will go down
Arfi.
for 30 and Dyron secures Hijume.
He's going in.
RRQ, they lose out on the Lord, but they managed to capture 2 members of Alter Ego.
Ooh, big move coming in. Bold from Hijume to go for the diversion play. They know that the fight was kind of split in two, and no one was attending to the Lord. And there they came with the diversion, looking to end it even without Rin's retribution. That was the Lord, that was Hijume all alone. Now the Lord coming into the bottom side. Arfi is here, Nino as well. They need the backup. The Loi is up, diversion will come sooner.
Uh-oh, gotta be careful here. Lord taking care of RRQ. They are moving as a unit. Loi just to join the team using that diversion. And yeah, practically their base rate is still untouched, so great defense for RRQ.
Queen's Wings for Setsujin because he knows that this 1-1 is growing stronger by the minute. The 1-1 already has 5 items. I think that was a Malefic gun that he purchased previously. Adds more range, adds more kiting potential for the 1-1. But you need to note that Arfi, again and again, the criticism towards him is his positioning sometimes is very, very questionable. So at least if he's able to go through the first phase of that crash, of that team fight, and then look for that weakness point and the crossbow of Tang, I think he does have a chance. But RRQ again stacking up on the defense items, the immortality, the winner crowns. So Alter Ego maybe look for another crash play as they're able to usher the wave up top. They get this turret for free. Vintus here might respond, but Alter Ego, they know they play it safe, they play it smart. Move back. But Darren might be on the chase. Nah, he's not gonna pursue Alter Ego.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Alter Ego for the first, 5 minutes? It was just RRQ hammering down. Setsujin out of position. Great diversion play, and Alter Ego, they have the prio.
Hey, they're able to at least snatch a few kills. And that was an important one towards Setsujin. The Lucas, the carry that is able to just enable RRQ to reach the back line. It's able to just dive into the back, purify pop, AOG counter engage.
Let's see RP moving back. That's gonna be Toy. All 4 members of RRQ in the mid. Rin jumps in. Good on! Nino goes down alongside Edok. That's gonna be the trade. But now they will move on towards the Lord.
A silver lining for Alter Ego is the fact that the Lucas just grows out of relevance in the late game. I think it falls pretty much sooner or later because Alter Ego can just stack on the defense items, and the Lucas can just get bursted down by the Loi, even the 1-1 with a fully equipped arsenal in her backpack. So I think that transition from Setsujin into a tankier item might just happen sooner or later. But as of now, it's Alter Ego on this tempo, looking for this Lord.
Let's see, Arfi in the front, moving back, looking for the crossbow. Tang! Rins and Toy! The deadly duo finds the combination, and the Lord falls for RRQ.
They are publicly executed. What?
Oh my
Good
goodness!
play!
Oh my goodness! Arfi
Oh, sakit.
finds the play. He finds Toy. Now let's see if they can do more damage. RRQ moving back. Lord is marching in the
Pa-shoutout po. Hello, Joshua Sanaw.
Insanity, Alter Ego, they're still able to scrap something out of nothing. And time again, they get the correct targets. They get the right targets to just munch down on them. And now without Toy, they have no prio on the Lord. And like you said, they have no time to set up the lanes, set up the Lord as well to do one last push. So Alter Ego, they're still holding on a thin thread. Again, look at Alter Ego, their powers are growing stronger and stronger. The Lancelot has the endless battle already with the BOD. Uh-oh, Winter Crown.
Oh no, out of position, Hijume. Winter Crown will not save him. RRQ, what a connection there. I think Hijume got, dozed off in the mid.
Yeah, he spaced out. It was just out of position, and that's not Hijume like. Because game number 1, he was playing a very flawless game of that Farsa. And now Rin stepping forward, he's more brave now because the waves are pushing in. But look at Rin. He might go from the back and wait for diversion to happen, but Hijume is going to be up in 15 seconds. He can't even cut the minions because it's marching into the base, and RRQ might in turn look for him. But as of now, it's RRQ just backing off. They know they can play the long game.
Yeah, it seems like they will have to be satisfied in just taking the mid. Lord will spawn top. And let's see here. Far lane for now is in favor for Alter Ego.
The far lanes are pushing in their favor, and the split push might happen with the Lucas, or rather the Lancelot as well. Slam.
Winter Crown, real world motivation AOG. That's going to be landing on towards Dreams. Nino flickering back, Edo very low. Winter Crown, let's see, as Sutsujin is going down. That's going to be Rain taken down as well. No jungler, that's going to be 2 for 3.
Wow.
Is there to provide the damage toy.
We will wipe out sila.
The member in the mid, Hijume will not survive.
Oh, wipe out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is all over.
It's done. Done and dusted. RRQ. As the kingdom erupts in the Jakarta International Velodrome, they will look to book that Royal Derby.
Grabe.
In the upper bracket finals.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tapos,
they will meet Onyx. You're right. In the final
Onyx RRQ
and
bukas.
the team that will win that match will secure not just the grand finals, but they will secure a slot for MSC.
My, oh my, it looked like Alter Ego had a slight chance there. Because how do you constantly scrap something when you're down in the dust, pulverized time and time again? And it felt like Arfi was gonna be the one who carried the game, carried the team fights. But in that last push, he wasn't able to pump the crossbow of Tang, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't really get the weakness points. That was Dyron, just constantly tanking the damage, eating up the spears from the 1-1. And Alter Ego, they fell short. At least they're still able to show some fight. They're still able to show that they might look for those plays to happen with the diversion, with them targeting correctly towards the Lucas with Jin. Yeah, but still, it's not enough.
And they will meet Geek Fam in the lower brackets. One more chance to keep their journey in the playoffs alive.
Yeah.
It's going to be, there's got to be a lot of stakes in that match.
It's their last lifeline for Alter Ego. Their lives on the line in that match against Geek Fam. But look at that. Winner crowns.
Wow.
Has been very crucial for RRQ. Even Dyron and Rince was able to buy that in the last second in the fight. A down bottom in the jungle. And it just kind of delayed Alter Ego's engage because they need to go do it quick. Bam, 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 in like a tempo. But the winner crown just stopped that from happening. RRQ, solid performance, turning back the first game in which Alter Ego was able to win. But obviously upstage it is. The players from RRQ Hoshi will have an interview with them with Bude, Clara Mongstar.
Sorak-sorai Kingdom mengiringi kemenangan dari tim RRQ OC. Match pembukaan kalian di babak playoff dan kalian berhasil memenangkan match ini dengan game yang begitu mendebarkan. Bagaimana RRQ kemenangan pertama kalian di babak playoff?
Ya puji Tuhan aja sih. Bersyukur.
Bersyukur. Tapi kita melihat bahwa pertarungan RRQ dan juga Alter Ego terlihat begitu baku hantam. Banyak banget gameplay dan juga trik-trik dari dua tim ini yang begitu memukau. Gimana sih kamu ngeliat Alter Ego di babak playoff ini, Sesujin?
Mereka mainnya tabrak-tabrak gitu sih, jadi kita juga tabrak balik aja.
Hantam-hantam aja. Tapi di momen terakhir kita ngeliat kalau Sesujin banyak banget momen di mana mereka benar-benar ngincer, nyaris sesujin. Dan kita juga melihat bagaimana permainan Winter Crown, tambah immortality dan segala macamnya. Kamu bagaimana sih ngelihat di tengah-tengah pergempuran kamu didesak begitu dalamnya sama tim Alter Ego?
Ya, itu salah aku sih karena offside aja tadi. Jadinya mereka dapat dapat map lah. Jadi bisa ngincer gitu.
Tapi itu hanya terjadi beberapa kali. Selanjutnya langsung, berarti berhati-hati langsung Sujujin di situ.
Ya, udah aware sama TP-TP-nya Loi.
Udah aware. Tapi menariknya di mana di match kali ini kita melihat di game 1, 2, 3 sepertinya hero tank dari Rine di ban. Namun di game yang keempat kayaknya 5 slotnya dipakai buat Rine semua tuh. Apakah ini memang sudah menjadi diskusi kalian untuk men-shutdown Rine atau bagaimana Sujin?
Ya, iya sih termasuk strategi juga. Soalnya mereka mainnya kayak berpola di Rine-nya doang sih. Jadi Rine nggak main jadi gampang.
Well, lebih dari Sujin lebih baik ini Rine pakai tank atau Rine pakai assassin?
Sama aja sih dua-duanya.
Sama aja dua-duanya. Tapi tentu hal yang menarik di mana di sini adalah panggung playoff kembali untuk tim RRQ menjadi tim terakhir yang bermain, Rins. Dari 6 tim, sekarang kalian benar-benar menjadi tim yang kayaknya muncul di panggung playoff. Gimana sih Rins, kamu melihat performa dari tim RRQ?
Sebenarnya bisa lebih baik dari yang sekarang sih. Soalnya tadi kita di game 1 ada blunder-blunder juga lah. Semoga nextnya bisa kita perbaiki itu.
Walaupun menang di game 1 tapi masih banyak yang harus diperbaiki.
Ya.
Di sini RRQ memang tidak pernah puas, mereka yang terus lebih baik. Tapi melihat dari Alter Ego di babak playoff dan di regular season, Prince gimana sih ngelihatnya? Apakah ada perbedaan signifikan dari Alter Ego?
Mungkin Alter Ego tetap sama sih dengan pendirian mereka baku hantam. Sama mungkin di mode playoff, di playoff ini mereka ngeluarin mode yang sama juga kayak di regular season.
Ikaw maintindihan.
Di regular season, pokoknya baku hantam dan kalian sudah siap akan hal itu.
Ya, baku hantam kita balas baku hantam.
Baku hantam. Benar-benar memang membuat sampai para caster suaranya sampai benar-benar habis karena begitu serunya. Dan ngelihat, kita tahu yang menjadi highlight juga banyak banget player-player dari tim RRQ dan juga Alter Ego khususnya duo mid. Dengan duo mid yang ada di RRQ, Rins Idok kali ini berhadapan dengan Hijume dan juga Dreams. Banyak hal menarik yang terjadi, tapi gimana sih pertempuran dengan duo mid ini?
Jago sih mereka duo mate-nya. Emang dari awal kita bilang Alter Ego itu di duo mate-nya doang sih. Lebih kayak bawa gamenya lah duo mate-nya.
Jalan dengan begitu mulus juga. Namun ini juga menarik perhatian di mana tim RRQ dengan panggung yang besar ini, Dairen melihat performa kalian. Ini adalah performa yang benar-benar dinantikan, memenuhi Jakarta International Velodrome di sini dan juga di luar. Ini adalah panggung yang begitu besar. Dairen, dengan pengalaman yang begitu banyak, bagaimana kamu ngebawa timmu ini mempersiapkan diri untuk babak playoff?
Ya kita ini sih Budi, ya kayak biasa scrim terus ya nonton bareng-bareng gitu. Jadi terus kita juga sering tukar pikiran kan. Ya udah.
Ada yang spesial nggak? Kayaknya Budi melihat ada pendekatan spesial nih untuk playoff kali ini.
Mungkin apa ya?
Bonding-bonding kayaknya ada tuh.
Oh iya, kita sebelum playoff juga sempat bonding sih. Jadi kemana kita? Ke Jepang ya?
Kayaknya enggak ya.
Ya, soalnya kita naik kereta api cepat, jadi ada di Jepang.
Oke, kita juga ada nyasar sendiri Dairen. Tapi dengan kita ngelihat permainan yang sepertinya dari kalian lancar aja. Apakah RRQ sudah naik level? Di regular season, kalian merajai regular season. Gimana halnya playoff?
Kita belum apa namanya Bude? Strat kita masih banyak sih yang disimpan. Jadi
Laban translator.
mungkin besok kita keluarin.
Oke, ini menjadi yang menarik tentunya karena besok lawannya juga. Oke, nanti kita bahas dulu. Tapi ada yang pertama kali ini di babak playoff. Dan Toy, kali pertama di babak playoff bersama tim RRQ. Kamu bermain dan kita bisa lihat seberapa cintanya Kingdom. Karena di situ ada banner begitu besarnya. Ada tembak-tembak Toy. Panggung besarmu bersama dengan Kingdom, bersama dengan RRQ. Gimana sih pengalaman pertamamu, Toy?
Biasa aja.
Cool banget ya. Kingdom gimana nih? Aduh, biasa aja.
Ya kan sebelumnya kan di SL kan sebelumnya kita udah playoff juga kan Bude. Jadi di playoff MPL ini biasa aja.
Oke, tetap cool, tetap stay. Dan emang di sini Toy, kamu menggunakan 3 kali Grangermu. Tembak-tembak Toy benar-benar kamu lakukan di 3 game itu. Tapi Toy, melihat Grangermu dilepas, apa responmu?
Pakai terus sih Bude sampai di ban.
Gas aja terus.
Ya.
Ingin menembak-nembak semuanya.
Ya.
Oke, kalau fokusnya Toy sendiri gimana sih untuk menghadapi alter ego? Apakah kamu berfokus untuk pokoknya RV-nya jangan sampai gerak nih? Atau gimana Toy?
Persiapan kayak nggak ada sih Bude, kayak biasa aja.
Kalau Toy, itu biasa aja itu kunci jawaban ya. Ini, tapi apa, ada yang sesuatu yang luar biasa nggak yang Toy mungkin rasakan ketika menghadapi alter ego atau berada di panggung ini?
Mungkin sebelumnya kita habis suntik ya Bude. Maka jadi lebih semangat lah.
Bentar, habis apa?
Habis suntik.
Vitamin.
Gak tau. Vitamin. Iya vitamin.
Oke, biar sehat terus ya. Kita doakan ya terus-terusan sehat. Oke, dan Ido.
Ya.
4-1, kita ngeliat 4 game nih berlangsung. Lawanmu hari ini alter ego. Nyangka gak sih sebenarnya alter ego yang akan kamu lawan hari ini?
Nyangka.
Oh iya, kemarin alter ego nge-reverse sweep Bigetron. Apa respon dari RRQ ketika mau tahu ini akan menjadi lawan kita hari ini?
Ya mikirnya pertama si alter egonya menang gampang lawan BTR. Rupanya dia agak kesulitan lawan BTR. Tapi udah expect si alter ego yang akan lawan kami.
Wow, ini cukup berbeda dengan kebanyakan orang. Kenapa RRQ sudah bisa mengira bahwa alter ego akan menjadi lawan kalian?
Ya soalnya di regular season terakhir si alter ego juga menang kan lawan Bigetron. Ya kami expectnya si alter ego.
Hasil terakhir. Dan hasil terakhir tadi di match sebelum kalian. Dari tim Onyx yang akan kalian hadapi esok. Melawan tim Onyx. Dengan pasti kalian melihat bagaimana strategi banyak pocket pick. Banyak hal-hal kejutan dari tim Onyx. Gimana sih kalian untuk melihat Onyx sebagai lawan kalian selanjutnya?
Ya kami ready aja.
Ba't ang daming chicks sa Indo daw?
Improve dari game yang tadi.
Di ko rin sure.
Nyiapin banyak strategi. RRQ nyiapin apa nih?
Ada lihat besok.
Ada lihat besok. Dan ini akan menjadi hal yang menarik karena benar-benar 1 langkah lagi jika besok kalian menang, kalian akan menjadi grand finalis.
Bismillah aja Budi.
Bismillah aja. Dan dengan keramaian hari ini yang ada di luar, yang ada di dalam, mungkin ada yang ingin disampaikan dari tim RRQ kemenangan kalian untuk hari ini.
Vamos.
Kingdom bersama-sama. Inilah dia kemenangan untuk tim RRQ Hosti. Vamos!
Valiant effort from Alter Ego, but unfortunately,
So that's it.
RRQ, the Kings of Kings, will continue to become the obstacle that Alter Ego
That's it guys. Salamat sa tambay. Congrats sa RRQ. Bukas Onyx versus RRQ. Tapos Alter Ego versus Geek Fam sa lower bracket naman.
Yeah, I do. We're taking a look at a crucial
Iron.
from that previous game. Boys, walk us through what happened.
I expected a more of a stomp. I expected a cleaner game from RRQ. Looking at the draft again, they really won the draft. The only thing that I really liked about Alter Ego's draft was the fact that finally it synergizes together better, right? They have the early game. They went for an early game composition. What I don't like is they still, despite seeing 3 bans in the first phase, decided to not pick up the jungle.
May explanation pa pala to.
You can blame Rin, but you can also be like, what are you thinking? You saw
Magtapos na lang nito.
towards Rin already. Of course,
Magtapos na nila mag-explain.
struggle even more to get a pick. Well played to Sutsujin, an amazing player when he gets his picks, and he got his picks, man. Lucas, Joy, I expected more of a stomp, and I think we got to hear that from RQ as well. On stage, Sutsujin, Rin's very vocal about saying, yeah, we overextended, we made a lot of mistakes, but that's just how we play against Alter Ego. They've been the same team from the regular season to the playoffs. They just want to fight. They just want to battle.
Yeah, and you're battling against Sutsujin that has a Lucas, and that spells Doom. They do play. They do have some kind of counterplay, especially with the diversion later part into the game, and the Lucas does fall off, but apparently not enough to handle RRQ's synergy. And this is just a nightmarish start from Alter Ego. They definitely recovered better than I thought, partly or mostly because of RRQ's overextension, as they said at the stage, and just I like the fact that Sutsujin is playing with the limits a lot better than a lot of Lucas players in ID. You know, he knows the item swaps is there. He knows like when to go, when to full on dive towards the 1-1 that can kite you. He knows how much damage he can output while also keeping himself safe, despite him being, you know, he's having a 5 death game. You know, the stat can't really tell the whole story.
Yeah, I agree. There are a lot of moments where he was a big baiter as well, right? Utilizing his micro mechanics, there it is.
Imo.
And then he goes Imo, beautiful.
Yep.
Caused a lot of miscalculations, unfortunately for Alter Ego there.
Really good stomp. Again, game shouldn't have been this long, game shouldn't have been this close. They were winning so hard in the early game. I believe it was a 5-0 start to the game, right?
6-0.
6-0, even worse. But again, yeah, the winner crowns, the engages. Dream still deciding to go for that. Alter Ego, I gave them a bit too much credit for thinking like, okay, they are good at brawls and maybe they'll be able to identify how to win in a team fight. Turns out, no, they just kept on brawling the normal way. I mean, like, you know, head on first. If they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. So a lot of the wins were just really because RRQ overextended. I thought, again, they figured it out when they won a fight after Toy used the Zaman Force, and they were able to capitalize after the Zaman Force was used up. You know, a little window up against the Harith in the late game. If you want to win against Harith for people back at home, that's how you do it. You
19 minutes.
come out, and then there's a small window while that's on cooldown for you to punish the Harith. If not, if you don't do that, what you just saw in the replay is going to happen. The Harith will melt through everybody, your frontliners, especially your backliners. Crit build for RP here in this game, unlike some of the 1-1 games that we've seen, especially up against the tankier lineup, where they still go for the attack speed route.
That's a naughty KDA from Dyron, by the way. 8-1-6.
Yikes.
Most kills, not just in RQ, in the whole entire game. And he was on Rinse.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. I couldn't find a better word for that. But yeah, this is just... Should have been a stomp, but in the end, RQ, they need to fix a lot more if they want to meet or like face off Onyx, because I gotta say, from the looks of it, I trust Onyx more than RQ in this day, at least.
Yeah.
I think our concerns from the end of the regular season is still there.
Yeah.
For RRQ, and even them being up on stage, they also mentioned the fact that there's still a lot of things that they need to refine, especially coming into their next matchup tomorrow against the Sky Kings. Key item for Gatot?
Winter Crown. I'd say the key item for this game. Just having a Winter Crown against the 1-1, again, it is a surefire way to counter it. And in the later stage, it was what they went for. heck, it was first item for Edog. He knows just how much of a threat it is.
So with that, we're gonna take a look at the comms coming in from RRQ in the mic check. So here we go, boys and girls, let's go.
Tutupin. Ayo bisa ini still. Kalian di sini. Orang aja di sini, Pak.
Gua ikat. Banyakin orang dulu.
Gue ikat guys, gue ikat 2 orang nih.
Aman gua. Lah gua kalau udah. Mati kalau udah nih. Mati.
Ano sinasabi?
Pokin depan tuh.
Lancenya bisa gue pegang ya.
Ya.
Gue
ada winter
guys.
guys.
Gol di belakang.
Guys.
Lego. Aman.
Targetnya boy.
Mati tuh, Warwan. Mati. Nice boy. Depan. Lo in obligat.
Sabar ya kok.
Mati, tinggal.
Gua ada winter, lihat gua nih.
Kalian obligat.
Gua remo.
Nice boy. Udah, lor.
TP ya.
Masih ada TP.
Lihat item gua kok tuh, guys.
Lanjut ulti tuh.
Ada di biru gua konsul nih.
Warwan masuk kedua.
Depan dulu.
Main di ulti gua, guys.
Gua pegang Warwan.
Angkat.
Ada gua.
Mati, Kalian mati.
Warwan ya.
Warwan tuh.
Oh, Warwannya kuat tuh, guys.
Ada winter guys.
Mati dah. Mati, Poppy gas, masuk gas.
Kejar-kejarin gua.
Udah, fire. Nice boy.
Bunurin.
That is not RRQ, right? That's Bigatron or something.
I didn't expect that.
Hopefully they didn't overreact.
Wow.
Overreact daw.
Yeah, the most emotion I've heard from RRQ.
And like coming from Toy.
The guy who said it's
He's so quiet.
It's normal,
It's whatever.
It's whatever. Edog, Rid,
Quality of.
I didn't expect that.
Nagulat sila eh, maingay yung RRQ.
Like remain calm with Sutsujin. Gua ada Emo. I have Winter Crown.
So, this is it. Thank you so much sa mga tumambay. Good night, guys. Bye!